Hey everybody, what's up? It's Peterson, and this is LAX-it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is such a shame. But you know what? I think it's going to be all right. As if y'all hadn't seen traffic jams before or so. So many people blowing their horns and being all mad and upset. But I've been in this now for about 30 minutes for what will be a 10-minute pickup on Lyft XL. Um, I've been in bad traffic before, but this is um, some of the worst I've ever been in, and this is actually on par with how it is on Thanksgiving Eve, the day before you pick up people on Thanksgiving or so. Um, it seems the only people having a good time. Hey, what's up, Robert Porter? How you doing? The only people having a good time is up there on Sepulveda Boulevard. Hey, George, how's it going? Hey, George, good to see you there. But so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave the stream on, and I'll talk with you all. Hey, Mr. Hooded Driver. I'm going to leave the stream on so you can see what it looks like as we go inside the LAX-it. Um, a few things they did, which at first I disagreed with, but then when I saw just how bad the traffic was, I understood why they did it. They shut down the bridge that links the upper departures level to the lower arrivals level, so you can get to the LAX-it lot a little faster. And the reason why they did that was for obvious reasons. The delays trying to get to the LAX-it lot completely backed up the airport. Both 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 levels were impassable. And they had to shut down that bridge to prevent people from um, to prevent the airport from getting worse than it already is. And this is simply because of the LAX-it lot. There's also something else you have to remember about LA, and it's a very, very big deal. Tomorrow is Halloween, and there will literally be 500,000 people in West Hollywood for the Halloween parade. Um, it's been going on for as long as I can remember, and I am telling you, um, of the Halloween celebration they have in the middle of Santa Monica Boulevard and San Vicente, it is supposed to be the party of parties. I think the only party that's going to exceed that will probably be what they're going to have in San Francisco, when you know they're going to have a big party in San Francisco. But the Halloween party in the streets of West Hollywood is a very big deal. And you've got a lot of people flying in from around the world to be here specifically for this event. Tomorrow, it's going to be a mess in LA, but a lot of riders, a lot of drivers are going to make some pretty good money because they will be moving around a lot of people. Um, this will be the first time I will have actually worked Halloween, because the first time I tried to work Halloween with an XL was back in 2016 when I had the Suburban, and the insurance policy had lapsed on that vehicle at that time. See, people are complaining and getting mad and all like that. The bus operator complaining to people or so. I'm like, look, don't be arguing with these people out here. You need to protect that bus. You can't be arguing with these drivers. People are trying to get over across on the lane. And that's the benefit I have. See, I've done all this hard stuff. I knew exactly where I needed to put this vehicle when it came time to getting in this lane. So all those people back there blowing their horns, getting mad because they're in the wrong lane, hey, sorry, can't help you. You should have been where you should have been in the first place. Um, but this is something. I thought I was doing a good thing coming this way. I should have went over the bridge instead. The bridge is always the right way to go, but it's what it is. Yeah, and the bus operator there on the 117. That's the bus I used to drive. I drove the 117. I was line 98. I was the night owl guy. In fact, the well, no, the 98 is still out there. It should be on the other side of town in Lakewood right now. But he had to skip his layover. He couldn't even go to the transit center because he's already 10-15 minutes late getting back in service. He's not going to have a break until his assignment is over. So he'll be driving for another 3 hours, no break, because of good old LAX-it. So that's that. But hey, I'm going to show y'all what this looks like. I wish I had some sort of solution for this, but I can't figure out any kind of solution for this whatsoever. There are simply too many cars trying to get into LAX at one time, and the airport is actually allowing it to happen because there are, let's see if I can think, to get into LAX, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different ways to get into LAX. And they've got to find a way to prevent that from happening. But there's something going on this lower level that's just stopping all these cars. And the only thing I can think of is it's the international terminal. Maybe they just have an influx of people coming in from the international terminal, because it's usually bad at the Tom Bradley. It's bad there. We'll see how it goes. The cops are out here in force to make sure we don't block these intersections, though. That's for sure, because they will give a ticket in a second. And I need to make sure this vehicle gets across this intersection. Because I don't want to get a ticket blocking Century Boulevard. Okay, good. I'm across. Okay, I have to get through. Alright, so now the hard part is over, people. Now I got to get over into this one little lane so I can pick up the people and pick up the person in the LA. Said, let's see. Hey Peterson, is it true that Uber is going to giving out our first and last name to the customer? According to Torsten, it is Torsten or what's his name? According to Torsten or according to Mark over at Uber Hints, that's exactly what Uber and Lyft are doing. No, I don't pick up random rides. It's illegal to pick up random rides. This is an assigned ride to me from the Lyft app. The problem I'm going to have now is getting over into the lane for LAX-it. I did not anticipate this because I thought this was one lane here, but this is going to be a problem. I think what's going on is this. Remember that incident where the girl is suing Lyft because the driver was exposing himself to the young lady? Apparently, there was a problem with with their whole identifying thing or so like that. And what they want to make it easier to identify who these drivers are, but also hold people accountable or so. I Me personally, here's the deal. I don't have a generic name. Anybody can look me up just with my first name alone. You have my picture, you have my first name. And so what I did, I said, you know what? Since I'm out there like that anyway, I decided to just go in here and be a public person. I'm working on my website and I'm working on, my social media presence and all like that, and say, look, this is a tsunami that's coming to me one way or another. I might as well get a really nice surfboard and just ride with it and enjoy it as much as I can. And maybe I can capitalize on it instead of getting mad about, privacy being violated and everything. But for the average person that wants to be a private individual and they want to do this job because they just want to do the job just so they can make some money, I completely understand why people are so upset, especially someone like Mark, because Mark has made it a very clear, whenever, like, I would ask Mark his last name, and he made it very clear he only wants people to know his first name. It's a big enough deal that people even know where he lives in the state of Wisconsin. I think it's Wisconsin where he lives. But as far as the first and last name, yeah. And the reason why they're doing it is because it's in the terms of service. It has to be in the terms of service. Drivers have given the company permission to disclose that information in the terms of service. I plan on reading the new terms of service, and I'll tell you exactly, line and verse, where it is. And if you want your name to be to revert back to just first name only, or first initial last name or so, you're going to have to go to private arbitration and have that changed specifically for your account. I do agree with Mark on one particular point, though, and that is such a move actually puts female drivers at greater risk for harassment, because you have the driver's full name, and you have an accurate photograph of the driver, and passengers are not held to that same standard. I think it is completely unfair. I think it's wrong, and I think it's unsafe for any driver, but in particular female drivers. And I think it's the wrong approach. I think what the rideshare companies will say is, if a driver feels unsafe or uncomfortable with this information being disclosed, then they really shouldn't be a driver. And I think that would be an unfortunate solution to the problem. Yeah, I agree with you. That is a situation that they say that they don't have, the riders don't have it in place. But you have to remember that with these rideshare companies, the customer comes first. The customer is more important, because the customers are the ones that provide the revenue for these companies. The drivers do not. The drivers only provide the service, and as we all know well and where, the drivers are very much expendable. But the customer, oh, they have to hold on to the customer, because if they lose the customer, then the business collapses. That's how it is anyway. I wish you'd move up just a little bit more, little Honda, so I can let these people go through, because I really got people behind me that are trying to get out of here. Just a little bit more, people, come on. It's so tough. There we go. Oh, I know they're so happy. There you go. Yes. This is something. I have to tell you, in order for this to work, in order for you to be able to do this successfully, everyone has to have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of patience to make this work. If you are not a patient person, then this will be a really big problem. But if you just say, hey, you know what? It'll be this time next year. It's going to be all right. You just learn to be patient, roll with the flow, go with it. Take it one moment at a time. You'll be fine. Has anyone spoken to Uber support? They responded that this is untrue and it would be a violation of driver partners' privacy. Well, here's the deal. I don't think Uber support is aware of the change in the app. I don't think they are. I don't think Lyft support is aware of the change in the app either. This is a recent change that just happened, and a lot of the support people, it's a canned response that they're giving, and they haven't updated any of this stuff. So that's that. Won't catch me at LAXQ. Hell no. Go 10 minutes to the southwest. Get a ping. Why wait in that line? Yeah, it's really not worth it to be here anymore. It's simply too busy. The capacity isn't enough. The problem I think, when it comes down to it, with this LAX-it thing, is that the airport is just too small now at this point. And there's really nothing else that can be done. The only thing they could possibly do is build a gigantic airport in Palmdale, because technically Palmdale has the land to build it as big as they want. Now look at that. I done came all this way and the dude then canceled on me. Are you joking? He canceled on me. Man. Actually, Lyft canceled the ride on me. Well, I'm sitting here. I hope they give me another ride request, because I can't go anywhere now at this point. Okay. So, all right. I went through all that trouble and they canceled on me. Well, I'm gonna go inside the little lot and see what the drama is all about. Because at this point, I think I've earned it. I might as well. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get an XL trip. But I can tell you this: the trip was canceled by Lyft. It was not canceled by the customer. Apparently, another car got assigned, and he came in. You know, these buses are so ugly. Good Lord, they are ugly. They have no protection whatsoever for the driver. They seriously got the cheapest little ugly buses they could find. Really. So sad. Bussing around the riders like common folk. And this guy got no lights on in his bus at all. No, I didn't get anything for this one. Nothing. I sat in all this traffic for, I've been on the stream for 19 minutes, but I've literally been in this for about 45 minutes, and I didn't get a penny for this at all. And Lyft did the cancellation. I already know what I'm gonna do. This is the first and last time I'm making this video. When I oh god, I gotta make this turn here. When I what is it? when I get in the future going to LAX, I'm gonna hit last ride. I'm not if it's crowded like this, I ain't doing it. You know, you get burned a couple of times going through this, and you learn your lesson, and you say, you know, this isn't worth it anymore. And you know, the funny thing was the ride request, it was only a 10-minute trip. It was only a 10-minute trip. There are so many people here. This is you know, they do this thing better at football at the football stadium than at LAX. And I don't go to the I don't pick up at Staples Center. I don't pick up at Dodger Stadium. I don't pick up at the Coliseum. I don't pick up at StubHub. I don't pick up at any of those places. I get caught sometimes picking up at Hollywood Bowl because I work on the west side, and sometimes I'll take someone to a spot in Hollywood, and then I'll get a ride request from the Hollywood Bowl. But I avoid I avoid events because it's not worth it. It's too aggravating. This idiot here in the Altima, this is why I'm being polite, because he's doing the wrong thing. He's in the wrong lane. So it's like, dude, that lane is for buses only. You should have been paying attention long enough to know that's the bus lane. Wow. They're really trying here. They really are trying. And they really did get some cheap buses. I can tell just by the mirror placement. I can tell by the mirror placement. I can tell by the rear tail lights in the rear, the metal bumpers, completely and totally. Like, see, this bus right here. These are nice buses. But you know, those are the knobbies, and those are nice buses. But these LAX-it buses, they didn't want to spend any money on those buses. I just knew they were going to put electric buses inside of them. You got people actually speeding up inside the LAX-it lot. Man, is it that serious? Okay, Dustin, how much money did you make today? Oh, Dustin is here. What's up, Dustin? How you doing? It's not giving me an accurate count of the number of people I have in the lot. Dustin, I will need your first and last name to be on this chat. Come on, man. Oh yeah, I see who you are. All right, yeah, this is tough. I have an $8 bonus right now. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, stay in the pink zone for earn more. Let's see. Okay. This is a preview of the nightmare to come for Thanksgiving. They need to get it together, because this is going to be bad in 20. When is Thanksgiving this year? I forgot when Thanksgiving is, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. If it's gonna be like this, if it's gonna be like this, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. Well, you know what? Maybe I should. I'm gonna go in there. I'm doing this for the stream. I didn't waited all this time to come up in here. So I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. This is the moment we've been waiting for, coming up inside here, because this is the last time I'm coming up in here, so I might as well do it. All right. Oh, it's negative. You know what? I want to see. I've watched this thing under construction for months and been waiting patiently to come up in here and see what it's like. And now, finally, on the day it opens, I get to see what the LAX-it lot looks like. I get to see what the laxative is all about, if it works or not. You know, they named it after horse laxative. Think about it. The video I made, LAX-it. Just Google LAX-it, and you will learn about horse laxative. And unfortunately, there's a big pile right there. I mean, ooh, I have a maximum bonus of $13 unlocked. Oh my goodness. So, hey, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You know, I mean, once you're in here, it looks halfway orderly. You know, it looks. I'm amazed I haven't gotten rematched with another trip. But see, I'm locked onto XL trips only. I'm not doing X. So, what do they have going on? Okay. Okay, the buses are doing their thing. Okay. Looks like they're gonna have traffic control officers here all the time. Dude, I have a horn too. You ain't special. Okay, thank you. So nice. All right, here we are. We are in the LAX-it lot. Oh my God, this is. You know, this feels like the security queue at Atlanta. If anyone is familiar, with the security queue at Atlanta, this is exactly what it feels like. The wait from the beginning is literally 1 hour long. If you come in, if for example, I received this ride request when I dropped off my rider at Terminal 1 at Southwest Airlines. As soon as I hit it, bam, I got the ride request. It took me an hour to get here at this point. I made an earlier video and then I stopped it and then I decided to go live. Right now, this has been on for 27 minutes. And when I turned this on, I was actually just a little whiles away. I'm about to tell this guy in a second he needs to stop blowing at me. I can't go anywhere. Y'all see, I can't move anywhere. People are just so ignorant and selfish. It's like, in fact, I'm gonna let you get in your taxi line because this is the taxi line anyway. I'm gonna just, yeah, you can sit there now. You can blow at somebody else because you ain't going nowhere. look at what he's blowing for. It's the taxi behind me, and look at what he's got to deal with. People are really ignorant, is what they are. You focus something else. So anyway, I'm just gonna sit here and cruise and show you because no one else is requesting me. So I'm doing what the rules said. I'm staying online while I'm in the area, and I have it on the outside because they think that this is just a whatchamacallit, what's that thing called? A dash cam. But no, I'm just driving this way because I'm getting out of here. Lane 1, lane 2, I could really care less at this point. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. She looked at me and said, Uber. I said, no, I'm gone. They pushing me here. I am gone. Nobody wants me. Poor people are looking at me and they're like, please pick me up. I'm like, hey, I'm sitting in the middle of torture right now. This is so sad, really. Oh my goodness. If I tell you, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order Uber Black and have them come to me. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order Uber Black. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Got to work with the peoples. No, I'm going out. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, see, they want everybody to line up in line and all like that. I'm like, I don't have to do that. Nobody wants me. But this is your look at LAX-it, people. This is the first and last time I'm coming up in here. This was fun. This was enjoyable. I hope y'all got an education. Oh Lord, this is so sad. It really is. As soon as I clear this lot, I'm going offline. I'm driving 10 miles away from the airport so I don't get a ping, and then I'll turn it back on. Ooh, Lord. Oh boy. At least the road is smooth. You know, they came and they dug up the parking lot and they made it nice and smooth, and it's well marked. If they just did this with the rest of the roads in LA, this would be great. Oh, this would be so great. But no, what happened was my rider canceled on me, or Lyft canceled the rider on me. That's what it was. It canceled the ride on me, and so I decided to take advantage of the fact that it told me to come in here. I waited all this time. I'm going to do it. All right. And what do we do to get out of here? Okay. We got that. I got this. Okay, they're turning that way to get out. All right, and then I go this way to get out. I never thought I'd knew what 25 miles an hour felt like. And here we go. And ooh, goodness gracious. Like, yes. Do not run in front of me, dude. You have a stoplight. Thank you. All right, here we go. I'm telling you, these people. Oh my goodness! Look at all these people. They are completely stopped, ladies and gentlemen. They are stopped. They are stopped. All these cars are trying to get where I just came from. This is. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I was going to show y'all more traffic. Y'all don't see them. Y'all don't see them. Look at this. All these cars completely. These intersections are backed up. All people are trying to get into LAX, and they are stopped all the way to the back. Only reason why this intersection isn't backed up is because the cops are there. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. And why is this person stopped at the line? Somebody better blow their horn at that fool. You better keep going. Goodness. All right, everybody. So give me a couple of moments. I'm going to pull over, and I'm gonna flip the channel on my side here, and we're gonna have a talk. Okay, I am officially offline now. Oh, they even went and relined Century Boulevard. I mean Sepulveda. Oh man, they're serious about this. Okay. So, oops, let me get over. Okay, oh, look at all these cars still trying to get over in here. Are you serious? Why are you braking? Man, they got lost. So, all right, everybody. I'm gonna pull over in just a bit so I can answer all of the questions that I missed. There's a $12 bonus at LAX now. So, I tell you, these people have lost their minds when it comes to dealing with LAX. This is something. All right, let's see what's going on here, people. Is he leaving Cali still? That's in flux right now. I had a very interesting conversation earlier today. I was all set to go on the 15th, but then things didn't turn out the way I hoped they would to get the money ready to make that trip. I found some really good plane tickets on Delta. I found some one-way tickets for $185. So I'm like, okay, you know, I can do this. I mean, I was actually going to spring and get a first-class ticket for $517 because it's so cheap to go one way. But I realized I may not have the money to do it the way I really want to do it. So I said, okay, I'll have to. I'll think about it and see if it's going to really work out the way I really want it to or not. Um, so let me see. All right, so I'm gonna put it right here, and y'all get to see my big old mug. Now we take it from there. Okay. And here we go. Where's the camera flip? All right, everybody. Hey there. We are 35 minutes and 40 seconds into the live stream. And you got Mr. Peterson here. How is everybody doing today? All right. Let's see. Let's get some questions. You know what? I would have to agree with you. Right now it does, but I'm still planning to leave rideshare by November 15th. That's the plan, to leave rideshare by November 15th. By the way, I have Strawberry Crush, tonight's sponsor of the video. You know, Strawberry Crush. I love it. No, I never drove in Las Vegas. I've only driven here in Southern California. I did make one trip, a round trip for a private client when I had the BMW from LA to Vegas. I picked up a couple of clients from McCarran International Airport. That's the name of the airport in Vegas, and I drove them back. But what I did was I had the use of a privately owned vehicle. So it was a BMW X6, and I drove the X6 there, loaded their luggage, and came back, because when you cross the state line in a commercial vehicle, the insurance policy is not valid anymore, and so I had to be in a completely different vehicle to make sure I could pick them up. But I've only been in Vegas. Let me see. I visited Vegas a long time ago when I worked for the financial services company. We were there for the All-Star game, and something was going on, and my boss couldn't fly out, and so he had a Phantom at the time. So what happened was, I got we all piled in my Honda Civic Hybrid, and I drove him to Vegas, and then he put me up in the hotel rooms for the night. I stayed at the what's that hotel called? The Encore. It was the Wynn. It was the Wynn. The Encore was still under construction, but oh, and it was nice. Oh, it was the nicest room, and the bed was so comfortable. My goodness, that bed alone was like $2,500, and it was the most comfortable bed I had ever slept on. I'm like, wow. One of these days, I'm gonna get a bed just like it. They have a Wynn store where they will sell you the exact same bed and everything. It's specially made from, I think Serta makes the beds specifically for the Wynn and the Encore hotels, and you can buy the whole ensemble and have your room look just like a hotel room from the Wynn or the Encore. It's fabulous. I love it. I forgot how much their rooms go for, but I know they want more than $400 a night for a room there. Um, that was the nicest room I had ever been in. It was cool. Are you born and raised in California? I would like to think so. Um, you know, yeah. I gotta drink up the rest of my Strawberry Crush here. It was traumatizing. Let me see. Okay, picking up passengers at the bar. I'm back. Tell me more. Nah, LAX-it is not fun, people. It is not fun at all. My goodness. And to be in all that traffic and not get paid for it, that was really a disappointment. So, let's see. Let's see if I got anything. Maybe I did get something for that. I think it was a tip from the guy who I dropped off. But I got gas money. That's good. Let's see. What are gas prices in LA? Well, that's kind of a catch-22 for me because this is the situation I'm dealing with. Right now, regular unleaded at the average gas station I go to, regular unleaded is running about $3.85 to $4.15 a gallon. However, the problem that I found with the gas was this. Soon after gas prices started going up, my engine started knocking really, really bad. This truck has been doing great on 87. It didn't matter where I went, it was great on 87. But then I'm like, okay, I'm trying to keep it at $3.99 a gallon, and I'm like, every time I take my foot off the accelerator, the engine is knocking like it's a diesel. And I'm thinking what's going on is the gas stations are starting to dilute the gas for some reason. So I had to switch to premium because I can't drive this vehicle and it's making all this engine knocker, so it's going to damage the motor. Especially this truck has, how many miles is on this truck now? This truck has 111,000 miles on it. I got it when it had 95,000 miles on it, and I cannot give this truck back to the owner and it's not in the operating condition is not acceptable. So I'm like, fine. So what I have to do now is I have to get premium, and wow, did it get from the zoo? That's something. It's probably from the zoo or from somebody's house. Someone had a white rhino and the walls burned up around the house, and now it's running around LA. Okay, then that's a serious problem then, because I don't know what's going on with the fires, but if the rhino is loose, something has happened. Wow, that's something. How many hours do you work a day? I try to work the full 12. The thing about Uber and Lyft does not give you your driving hours. It doesn't easily provide you with your driving hours are. Uber is real simple to get your driving hours. Like right now, it says here that I've been online for 6 hours and 25 minutes, and my booked time was 3 hours and 28 minutes, but it's not telling me what my remaining it's not telling me what my drive time is right now. And I wish there were an easy way to find out what my driving time is, because it would help me gauge the rest of my day a little better. So it's what it is. It's what it is. Let me see. Go back to LAX-it. Nah, Freddie, that is not going to happen. That is a negative Ghost Rider. in the famous words of Dustin, LAX-it is a smackovich. They get a they get a double smackovich, okay? Because I tell you, I'm like, but you know what? I will say this. The staff at the airport, they're really cool, They were very professional. They weren't angry. Everybody had a smile on their face. They were moving the traffic along great. It's like, wow. That was great that at least the personnel weren't upset. That was the good thing about LAX-it. So I have to applaud the people at LAX-it. You know what? I don't know if I received a cancellation fee because I did get something that said $15, but I don't know if that was from Lyft or if it was the tip from the guy who was in the vehicle before me, because the guy that was in the vehicle before me, he asked me if I could drop off his business associate at the Embassy Suites. It was no problem because it was on the way. Dropped him off, kept on going. He said he was going to take care of me in the app, and so that's how it was. So I don't know. I don't think I received a cancellation fee though. Was it worth the drive? I drive Lyft primarily to get gas for the truck. That's why I drive Lyft. I drive Lyft so that I can push it on Uber. But I will tell you this: if I can avoid it, that's the last time I'm going to LAX-it. I'm telling you that right now. Because when I get a ride to LAX, I'm gonna tell the app no ride requests. I'm gonna activate last trip on Lyft, last stop all ride requests when I'm using Uber. I'm not doing that again. No, I'm not interested in doing it. So let me see. My lifetime ride stats with Uber. Oh my, I'm only 45 points away from platinum, but it's irrelevant at this point because everything resets on November 1st. Let's see here. What do I get? What are my ride stats? Oh yeah, resets tomorrow. Oh, let me see. I just turned 3,000 trips. What do you know? I met my goal before I hang it up as an Uber driver. I've got 3,000 trips. It's bad. It's really bad. Hey Brian, how you doing? The traffic trying to drop off someone into LAX right now is particularly bad. It doesn't matter which route you take to get in. They're all congested. They're all backed up. I will say this. I will take that back. I will take that back. The best way to get into LAX when you are dropping off the passengers, believe it or not, is Century Boulevard. I was shocked, but here's the reason why. The departures level was empty. It was a dream come true that you could get into the departures level, drop off the people, and get out of the airport. It was sublime. If there's anything to love about LAX-it is they fixed the upper level problem. Because what I did, this is how I got into LAX. Because see, I never come down Sepulveda, and I don't go down the 405 because I know those are busy. What I do is I get off the 405 at La Tijera. At La Tijera, I make a right turn and I go to Airport. When I get to Airport Boulevard, I make the left and I go down Airport Boulevard until I get to 96th Street. And I take the 96th Street bridge over and around and into the airport. But because of LAX-it, I knew that the 96th Street bridge was going to be congested. So what I did was I kept going south on Airport. I dropped off the customer at the Embassy Suites. And then I continued westbound on 98th Street. At 98th Street, you're going to hit that stop sign I believe at the Crown Plaza. Either it's the Crown Plaza or the Sheraton, one of those two, but there's a stop sign there because you have Airport Boulevard and then you have Vicksburg. Between those two streets is the stop sign. You make a left turn, you go between the hotels, and that takes you to Century Boulevard. When you get to Century Boulevard, you make a right turn onto Century Boulevard, but you get in the farthest left lane. You bypass all that traffic because it's completely clear. Because see, everybody is trying to go into LAX-it, or they're trying to get into the lower level on the bottom. They're not trying to go over the bridges and on the area like that. Once you clear the all that traffic, then you go up the departure lane on the upper level, and bam, you drop off your people right there. So if you get on Century Boulevard going westbound and you stay in the far left lane, and then you go, and then eventually you make your lane change over to the departure area, and you take the bridge that takes you over Sepulveda Boulevard. That's the fast way to get into the airport. That's great. Every other way into the airport is a nightmare. Only way to say it. Every other way into the airport is a complete and total nightmare. And I'm just telling you this as someone who knows LAX. As many times as I go in and out of that place, I know where to go and what not to go. And when Torsten made his video talking about how bad it was, I said, okay, I know exactly where I need to be in order to make it happen. And it worked out. It worked out exactly the way I knew it would. I am so glad this is over. Drinking this, I will never ever get strawberry crush again. This stuff tastes like sugary carbonated medicine. I will never get it again. Oh boy, nothing but water from now on, because I need to lose weight. All right, let's see. When are you going to do a spicy chicken sandwich review? Oh, this is what y'all need to know. I downloaded the Postmates app. Not Postmates, I'm sorry. I downloaded the Popeyes app. And the Popeyes spicy crispy chicken sandwich will be back on November 3rd. November 3rd is National Sandwich Day. They're very crafty about this, but we waited almost 2 months to get this sandwich back. So I plan on going to the Popeyes in the Hood to get the spicy crispy chicken sandwich from Popeyes, so I can finally settle it once and for all who has the best sandwich. Now, in the meantime, I've been enjoying Chick-fil-A, because apparently, you know, I went to McDonald's to get a chicken sandwich and they ran out of chicken sandwiches. McDonald's ran out of chicken sandwiches. I went to Wendy's. Wendy's ran out of chicken sandwiches. I went to KFC. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, ran out of chicken sandwiches. The only people that have always consistently had chicken sandwiches without fail, without problem, without interruption, no matter which location I went to, has been Chick-fil-A. So I had a spicy deluxe, spicy deluxe chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A last night with the Colby Jack cheese, and I didn't get bacon on it this time, and no sauce. And it was beautiful. I loved it. I got the waffle fries. It was awesome. So now Popeyes is assuring us that after November 3rd, not only will the chicken sandwich be there, but it'll be there always. They won't have any supply issues. So basically, they've killed enough chickens to make sure that we're happy. Wow. Okay, have you been to Jack in the Box for a chicken sandwich? They never ran out. Yeah, I sponsored it, but I'll never drink it again. Let's see. You know, but I'm gonna tell you something. I've had the Jack in the Box chicken sandwiches, and I don't like their chicken sandwiches. I had the one that they're advertising right now. It was one of the nastiest chicken sandwiches I ever had. Sorry, Jack. I'm keeping it real. I was excited. It was so nasty. I didn't want to make a video talking about how nasty it was. Um, it was it was detestable. No. So I like Jack in the Box's egg rolls. I like their panko onion rings. Let me see, what else do I like from Jack in the Box. I like the jumbo jack. Um, what else do I like from Jack in the Box? Their chicken fajita pitas. I remember when they first came out. Um, the chicken fajita pitas were pretty good. I like them. They're still around. But Jack in the Box chicken sandwiches, no, I'm not a fan. Who do you like for president? Man, that's a tough question. It really is. Because you gotta only vote for one. But I'll say this. Um, I personally I like. Okay, I voted for Hillary. I was really hoping that Hillary would become president. I voted for Hillary. Um, I like Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is from California. She's a prosecutor, and I like the way she communicates. But let me see. But I'm gonna tell, and I donated money to Kamala Harris. Um, but I like Andrew Yang, and I donated money to Andrew Yang also. So I donated money to those two. Um, but and then who else do I like? And I like Bernie Sanders. I like Bernie Sanders. In the end, I honestly believe that when it's all said and done, I believe that Bernie Sanders is going to get the nomination. I really do believe he's going to get the nomination. Um, in spite of the health scare, in spite of his age, um, I think he's going to get it. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I think he's gonna do it. I would love to see Andrew Yang get it, or Kamala Harris, because I really do think the country should have a female president, and I have no problem voting for a female president if it's Elizabeth Warren or any of the other women that are running. But nah, I think I think I think I think I think um, I think Bernie Sanders is going to get the nomination, and I think Bernie Sanders may choose one of the one of the people currently running with him to be his running mate. That's what I think is going to happen. We need a president because it's constitutional. That's the reason why the country needs a president when it comes down to it. There has to be a chief executive of the country, someone who sets the tone for the direction the country wants to go for the next 4 years. Um, that's it. But no, the role of the president is in the Constitution, and if we want to keep this republic the way it is, we gonna keep voting for presidents. Bottom line, it's as simple as that. So that's why we need a president, because it is constitutional. We have to have a president. Didn't you learn that in junior high school? Okay. Hillary is one step in the grave. I'm not going to make a change. It's not going to make a change at all. Let me see. Are we supposed to go in? Do we get to see the passenger's name? I was able to see the passenger's name. I think what I don't know how Uber is implementing it because I haven't done it with Uber, but with Lyft, they showed me the passenger's name and they told me which zone to go to pick up the person. Um, Maybe Uber has a different way of processing it, like when they were at Coachella. Um, because I think probably that's how Uber is going to run it because Coachella, with all the cars they had going in there, Coachella was actually ran very efficiently for um, for the number of people were trying to get out. It was harder getting into the area, but even then, there was with Coachella, there was really only one way in and one way out, um, and it it worked out okay for Coachella. It wasn't that bad. UberX, you don't see the name. Okay, if they're not giving you a name in UberX, then it's a pin situation. You just picking up whoever comes in, you punch in their information, and then you go. And Uber is probably running it like that. Say, look, just pick up any car, any passenger that comes through and does it. But see, here's the thing. I don't run this truck on UberX, and I don't run it on regular Lyft. I run it on XL and above. I'm paying basically $4.50 a gallon for gas. And if you think I'm gonna let somebody up in this truck and they only paying 65 cents a mile, no, it's not gonna happen. So, especially from LAX, when you gonna get rides like that, no. I'm like I said, that was my first and last time in LAX-it. From this day forward, I'm no rides, and I'm going. I don't care if they going to Santa Barbara. They'll have to get a ride with somebody else. And this truck doesn't have an airport permit on it, so I can't go and pick. I would if this truck had an airport permit on it, I'd be in heaven. I would be in heaven because Uber Black drivers should be cleaning up really well because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be so frustrated with that, and they're going to watch all our videos. They're going to say, "Oh no, I don't want to deal with that. I'll just go ahead and get a Uber Black or a Uber SUV and be done with it because I'll be picked up at the terminal." At least they won't have to deal with that because it literally the wait time is 1 hour for a vehicle to come to you. It's an hour. Um, and it's for both cars and taxis. So, but you know what? I think the thing is, the whole airport was just something crazy going on at the airport today, and it would have been crazy like this even if LAX-it wasn't there. I don't think this contributed to LAX-it at all, and the reason why is because the lower level was completely congested, even with all the rideshare cars and the taxi cabs going into the LA-it area. So no, it was just a lot of people coming into the city at this time. That's all it was. I think once this mass of cars are done or so, I think it's going to run a lot more smoother. I don't think it's going to be crowded like this all the time. It's just going to be like this during the busy moments, like now. This is 10:49, 11 o'clock. These are the planes that took off late across the country, finally getting to LAX. So it's going to be like this every day though for the rest of the year. That I can guarantee you. So let me see. Peterson, would you pick up somebody at 65 cents a mile if you were offered a $15 to $20 bonus? No, I wouldn't do it because the farther they drive, out, the less money I end up making. I'm spending more money on gas than what I'm actually generating with that trip. It's not feasible. You for 100 miles, I'm only making $65. I'm only making $65 for 100 miles. So, and even if they put an additional $20 on top of that, that's only $85 for a 100-mile trip. I'm still losing money. That's just just how I see it. See, as a Uber XL driver, as a Lyft XL driver, I make $1.15 a mile. So every ride I do, at least it feels halfway decent, because if I look at the mileage and I see, okay, I drove 100 miles, but I made $115, and that's just the mileage part, not even talking about the minutes. I feel great whether or not the customer leaves me a tip or not. It makes sense. But for them to say, "Oh, we're going to give you another $20," well, I'm still losing on that trip as far as I'm concerned. Still losing on the trip. So no, I wouldn't take it. What Uber and Lyft need to do is the rate needs to be appropriate, and it's not appropriate with Uber X and regular Lyft and shared trips. The only reason why I would even do trips that cost that low is, quite frankly, because I have absolutely no gas in the car, and I need to put fuel in this vehicle to continue on. And so, and there have been situations where, yeah, I did a regular Lyft because I needed to take advantage of the instant pay, and I got the mileage, I got everything necessary to um, to put the gas in the truck so I can keep on going for the rest of the day. But all day, forget it. It's not going to happen. And all the stuff you got to deal with shared rides and all like that. No, I'm not doing it. So, so um, Via is not hiring drivers right now. Via, I think, is cool, but I want to get out of rideshare altogether. So, and as far as the vehicle I drive, I'm currently in a 2014 Yukon XL, GMC Yukon XL, black on black. That's what I'm in right now. All right, everybody. Are you ready for the new AB5 bill, which will take effect pretty soon? When AB5 takes effect, I won't be a rideshare driver anymore. I'm planning my exit from rideshare on November 15th. I may have to push that to December 1st, but I will not be in rideshare anymore. I am leaving all this behind me, because the bottom line is I have not achieved my goals in my 3 years with rideshare. Um, right now, I am a struggling rideshare driver, and the only way I can get away from this struggle is I need to put rideshare behind me. If it weren't for the fact that I was in a 1 month contract, I have to give a 1 month notice before before turning in this truck, I would already be out of rideshare. I would have already been done with it. But I have to give the owner of the vehicle a 1 month notice before I formally return the truck, so he can find another driver. And I was supposed to call him on October 15th, so I would be done by November 15th. But that's not going to happen. But my plan is to be done with this by November 15th. I'm actively looking for a job right now. I keep waffling back and forth and back and up and down and up and side to side and side to side, if I'm gonna go back to Metro or not. But I'm still in the camp of not going back to Metro, simply because they hurt me. They hurt me so bad. I do not want to take a risk of getting hurt yet again. I'm thinking it's better off for me to, keep doing what I'm doing right now, be independent. As far as work is concerned, I plan on buying a cheap vehicle. I already see it. It's a GMC Envoy, and I plan on working on Postmates. That's the initial plan right now, until I get my guard card, and I can start doing security guard gigs. And then I'll do security guard gigs, and in the middle I'll do Postmates. But as far as rideshare is concerned, I do not want to drive rideshare. I have several reasons why I'm leaving rideshare, and I will make a video that will address all of it. At first, I was going to say anything about say, hey, you know what, thanks for the ride. Catch me on my other channels. But I say, hey, you know what, I'm a part with this the appropriate way and move on from there. I have I'm on both sides of the fence with rideshare. I'm I'm both thankful for rideshare, but I'm also disappointed with rideshare. As far as DoorDash, I am associated with DoorDash. I have an account with them. I can drive on DoorDash. However, DoorDash wants to join Uber and Lyft by spending $90 million to change, to initiate to create a voter initiative to deal with Assembly Bill 5. And I'm like, okay, DoorDash has $90 million, $30 million to put towards this. I am convinced that the rideshare companies have no respect whatsoever. They currently have no respect whatsoever for drivers. None. Because what they want to do is they want to continue exploiting drivers the way they are. If they believed that what they're offering was so great for drivers, offer it to us right now. But no, they want the cake and the frosting, and they want to eat it too. I am doing what I'm doing right now because it is just a means to an end, so I can basically rebuild my life from losing everything. On the one hand, I could say that rideshare was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Truly, it was. But on the other hand, and this is why it's complicated for me, because I would look and I would say, if it weren't for rideshare, I wouldn't be in front of you right now on YouTube. I found my way by doing this thing comfortably on YouTube. If I had never become a rideshare driver, I would have never found any measure of accomplishment on YouTube. So I'm very thankful for rideshare for that. Friends have asked me, knowing what I know now, would I have done it all over again? And I'm like, I don't know, because I was in a very, very bad situation when I started with rideshare. If that situation hadn't existed, if that situation never came up, I would not have driven for rideshare, because there was no need for me to drive for rideshare. The funny thing is this: I had signed up for both Uber and Lyft in 2013. Signed up for Uber and Lyft in 2013. But then, right before I was going to start, my car got rear-ended. It was minor damage, but the bumper was torn. So I couldn't drive the car, because even though it was just the bumper being torn, it was still very visible body damage. I went on ahead, fought, got my job back, and I didn't have to be a rideshare driver. Then I was terminated again in 2016, and I said, okay, I gotta do something now. And I went on ahead and reactivated the accounts for Uber and Lyft and started driving. Okay, let's see what you're talking about, Freddie, and let's go from here. Let me see. It's a sad night here in Texas, here in H-Town, Houston, Texas. The Astros lost the World Series. Yeah, man, the Washington Nationals. They got the World Series for the first time. Washington D.C. won the World Series. It's a big deal. Somebody's gonna win it, and Washington got it. So, hey, Freddie. Yes. Would you be interested in a job offer if I tell you where to go? Sure. I'm definitely interested in it. Let me know. They are currently hiring and looking for people like you. Okay, Freddie. Send me an email, ridewithpeterson@gmail.com. Send the information to me, and I will definitely look into it because I am actively looking for a job right now. I'm definitely interested. It's a groundsman driver. Hey, I could work with that. I've never heard of it, but it seems a straightforward position to me. How much are you paying for that Yukon, Peterson? The contract cost me to pay $500 a week for this truck, $2,000 a month. So, let me see. Nope, not another rideshare gig. Andrew Yang 2020, not another rideshare gig. V the driver, hey, good evening to you too. I'm sorry it took me a while to get back to you, but good evening. It's knowing what you know now, like many of us, knowing what you know now, like many of us, would you do things differently? The quick answer is yes, absolutely. I would do things differently. And this is what I have to do. For that answer, I have to sit down and really work on what I would do differently. And here is the reason why. The reason why is because when I got fired from Metro, I was in a very bad situation emotionally and financially. Emotionally because it was a job that I wanted, a job that I enjoyed, a job that I poured a lot of myself into because I wanted to be a supervisor and I wanted to ultimately become a manager of a division. And I had a 10-year plan that was completely derailed on several fronts once I became a full-time bus operator. To see that dream disappear the way it did, to see that dream taken from me the way it did, it hurt me to my very core. It really did hurt. I lost my job at a critical time. I was approaching my 45th birthday. I had planned for that specific pay period for 6 months. And when I got my paycheck, I got the check on April the 15th. And I'm like, okay, I was expecting $4,000 after taxes due to how I planned it. And instead, I had no job, no money, and I was in the hole. I was in a very difficult place. And so I was pushed into rideshare because I needed something quickly that would help me save my apartment, save my car, save the standard of life that I had built for myself after I had lost everything a few years ago and rebuild myself back up with my own place, new car, great job, all like that. I've been in this spot before, but I lost my job. And so I needed I needed to do rideshare because I needed to heal emotionally. I needed to forgive what happened. I needed to try my best to forget about what happened before I could commit to another job, because I knew I had a bad attitude and I was not in a situation where I would have been ready to hold down a job. I certainly wasn't in a place where I could go back to Metro, because my fear was I would have taken it out on a customer or another employee or on the equipment. It would have been a bad situation for everyone all across the board. I needed time to heal, and I have successfully done that. Now I'm actually comfortable thinking about going back to Metro. I'm like, okay, I never thought I'd be cool with it. But if Metro came to me and said, hey Peterson, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you back your job, and you know what? You'll have your pay, but you're not gonna get any back pay. The 3 years you were gone, you can forget about that. Because all I want, if I were to go back, was to keep my pay position, which was $24.98 an hour, but it'll be higher now. I want to keep my badge number. I want to keep my position on the seniority list. I don't mind working for my pension all over again. I'm not going to do double payments on the pension. So just, hey, look, I lost 7 years because you got to add the 5 years plus the 3 hours out. Okay, I'll just work 7 more years. So instead of retiring at what, 63, I'll retire at 70, 72 if that's what it takes. But I'm not going to double pay into it. And then once I do my 6 months, I won't return. Because I'll have to go back to the division that terminated me. But once I complete my probation, then I can transfer out to another division. But at this point, I feel cool going back to the job. However, I have to remember this: they fired me twice, and the second time hurt more than the first. And I don't want to go back to, I don't want to put myself in a position where I could potentially be terminated a third time. That's why I've been like, maybe I need to do something else, because I've already tried this and it did not work. So I say all that to say, when someone asks the question, would I do everything differently? Would I do everything over again? I started rideshare. I did not have a financial buffer to properly do this thing. I would tell someone, if you're going to get into rideshare, one thing you need to consider is this: you're gonna have to fill up your gas tank with gas every single day you do rideshare. You're gonna have to switch from gas lasting you 2 weeks. When I drove back and forth to work in my cruise, literally all I drove 17 miles one way to work, 17 miles one way back. I worked at Metro 14 hours a day. As soon as I was done, I drove home. I went straight to sleep. I woke up, did my stuff, put on my freshly pressed uniform, went back to work. I was paid for 200 hours of pay period at my job at Metro, because I needed to make that much money. And so I'm like, hey, I took on the most difficult assignment, where I was working from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. the next morning. I was guaranteed overtime every single time. And I worked both my off days. I worked 28 days straight, took a day off, worked another 28 days. They knew me as Mr. 200 at the division, and I poured a lot of effort into it. I worked the hood lines. The only hood line I did not work was line 53. That was the only line that scared me. But the 40, the 111, the 117, the 120, the super basic line, which was the 127, I think it was the 127, which was so chill. Only the super senior drivers did that one. But all the other lines, the hood line, the 115, that was one also. Oh yeah, I drove those lines. I knew exactly how to deal with the people on board the bus. I remember this one girl, she had her iPod stolen from her, and I went and chased after the guy that took it, got it back, called the cops, had him arrested, because he stole that girl's iPod. I was so mad. He went and took that girl's stuff off my bus. I stopped that bus. I ran after him full speed, and I got that iPod back. And I did it on autopilot. That guy could have turned around and pulled a gun on me, but I wasn't thinking. I said, she gonna get her iPod back. I'll never forget that. But yeah, the problem with rideshare is this, and this is something that I failed to take into account, and the numbers were staring me right in my face. My rent was $1,100 a month, but my fuel cost was pushing $2,000 a month. There's a problem with that equation. If you get to a point where you're spending as much money for gas as you are for rent, there's something wrong. I mean, think about it. I could have been in a nicer apartment than what I was in for the money I spent on gas. And see, the thing is this, rideshare did not help me avoid my biggest loss, which was losing my apartment. Rideshare did not help me avoid another loss, which was losing my car, my Chevy Cruze. I was very, very sad when I lost the Chevy Cruze. I was devastated when I lost the Jeep Renegade. Rideshare did not help me achieve my goals, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how hard I tried. I tried everything I possibly could to make more money. I tried driving all the way out to Palm Springs to get more money there. I tried driving in Santa Barbara because the rates are higher in Santa Barbara. I tried working in San Diego. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive all the way through. And this was in the days when there were no limits on how many hours you could drive. I literally drove 17 hours a day, every single day on rideshare, trying to make this thing work, because I was determined that I've got to make $200 a day. In order for this to work, I have to make $200 a day, and I couldn't do it. The most I knew I could make on a consistent basis, no matter what day it was, as an Uber X driver in my Chevy Cruze, was $175 a day, and it wasn't enough. The $200 a day was based on what I had to make when I was a Metro bus operator, after they deducted for benefits. So when they took out for retirement, when they took out for health and medical and vision and uniform allowance and all the other stuff, I had $200 left over, and that money was mine, free and clear, to do what I needed to. The biggest problem with rideshare is when you look at a job like Metro, for example. I didn't have to make a payment on the bus. I didn't have to pay for the gas. I didn't have to pay for the cleaning. You just got in the bus and you drove. That's it. And if they needed a worker, they called in. And everything was located here in the city, so I didn't have to worry about driving 100 miles north to Santa Barbara to drop off someone. That's what's going to be the biggest problem with Assembly Bill 5. You're going to have Uber who's going to say, okay, we're going to pay the driver $21 an hour. Okay, $21 an hour they're going to pay you, and it sounds great until you get a trip to go to Santa Barbara, or you get a trip that goes to San Diego, or you get a trip that goes to Palm Springs. And let's say you're making $21 an hour and you are driving a customer from LA to Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is an hour and a half away. So you figure $21, let me see. 21 divided by 2 is $10.50. So you figure it's an hour and a half away. You're going to get $31.50 for a ride that you would normally get about $120 for. You won't get anything per mile or per minute anymore. You're going to get the employee rate because now they're paying for your benefits and all these other things as well too. Um, you won't be able to see what the riders paid anymore because you're an employee. You're not entitled to that information anymore as a rider. All this stuff that they give you to say, hey, this is what Uber is getting, and this is what the rider paid, and this is what you're getting, and this is what. And no, that goes out the door. The only thing you get is only thing you get to see. The only thing you get to know is what your hourly rate is and what your benefits are, and that's it. Uber can charge whatever they want. Worrying about these percentages and all like that, that stuff's out the door come January 1st. You don't get that as an employee. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't want any part of it. If I'm going to be an employee, I'd rather go to a real place that's going to treat me like a real employee, like Metro. That's just me. No, so I'm like, look, I've ever since I heard about this whole thing with Assembly Bill 5 and the Supreme Court thing came down, I've been planning my exit from rideshare because when I consider what I have lost and what they're about to do to the rideshare drivers, and they're basically playing these little games going back and forth, I don't want a part of it anymore. I don't. So that's it. There's very little that can be said that can continue to keep me with rideshare, because then you have to look at the way the passengers treat the drivers. I'm tired of dealing with this situation of these unaccompanied minors. I'm absolutely fed up with it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of dealing with these customers that want to bring alcohol and drugs and vaping and smoking into these vehicles. And they have absolutely no concept of respect for the person who needs to be safe and sane and sober, driving them down the street with these crazy drivers on the road. But they want to go on ahead and vape in your car. They want to go on ahead and use marijuana. They think it's okay to sniff cocaine and literally inject heroin in your vehicle and jeopardize your livelihood. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. So I'm like, no, I'm doing what I need to do to get my little bucket, my little hoopty, and turn in the vehicle to the gentleman the same way he gave it to me, and thank him very much for the opportunity. But I'm done. I really am. I appreciate what Trip is trying to do, but I'm just going to refer riders to Trip. I don't know if I'm going to drive on Trip, because the funny thing is this: in order for me to refer drivers to Trip, the way I had planned on doing it was doing it by driving on Uber and Lyft and giving out business cards and all like that. But I'm like, I don't want to drive for Uber and Lyft anymore. The companies are simply too disrespectful to the drivers, period. In everything they do, they're disrespectful to the drivers. When Tony West said that drivers are not integral to the business of Uber, I was done. I'm like, okay, that's how you feel. I cannot in good conscience allow myself to be abused anymore by the company. I can't do it. So that's it. Haha. I see you, Peterson. I think, where is my bus driver? I have taken the 40. Did you do the 219? You probably mean the 217, and the 217 is in a totally different division from the 40. There is no 219 on Metro. I don't know of any line. I don't know of anybody here. In fact, it has a 219 from what I do. Now there is a 215. The 215 is out of the division I worked at, and that ran to the South Bay Galleria, and the 215 turns into another line. I think it's the 211. It's the 211/215, and it runs between. That line is a weird line, but it runs between Hawthorne, Lawndale, Lenox, and the South Bay Galleria, and I ran both of those. It's the Wilton Avenue, Wilton Avenue, Wilton Avenue, Wilton Avenue. Um, no, the 219. You're probably talking about the Dash or so like that, and Metro is not Dash. The 219. That might be a totally different. Maybe that's something new that Metro has come up with. And if that's the case, I wasn't around when that line was there. The 217 runs out of a totally different division, and that that goes down. That goes down. The 217 goes primarily down Hollywood Boulevard, and then Fairfax, and it cuts all the way across to the Howard Hughes Center in Culver City. If they create a 219, I don't know anything about it. There is a 218, but the 218 doesn't go anywhere near Wilton, because that one is a contract line that I've never driven before. It goes up and down. That contract line, it only goes, it goes up not Coldwater, Laurel Canyon, and I never drove. Plus, those are little buses anyway, and I never like those little 30-foot buses. Let me see. When you is that 5% to remember the surge is not yours. We don't have surge in California anymore. Everything now is flat at like right now at LAX. There is a bonus. There's a bonus of $5. But there is no surge anymore. So I don't talk about surge because it no longer exists. Everyone still is in a bunch about surge. I have said from jump that I have never believed in surge, and the reason why is because they can always take it away from you. They can modify it, change it, remove it, alter it, do whatever kind of stuff, and that's exactly what they did. They took it away. This thing that we call surge, it's a manipulation of both the drivers and the riders. As simple as that. I never drove the 108. The 108 runs down Slauson Avenue, and then down a little bit to Jefferson, and eventually it goes into Marina Del Rey. That's the nice part of the line. And the reason why that's the nice part of the line is because you need it after dealing with the real part of the line, which goes through the hood, which is Slauson Avenue. And that is one line. I'm gonna tell you, the lines out of Division 5, there's Division 18 hood, and then there's Division 5 hood. I am not that brave to roll Division 5. I'm a good bus operator, but the 40 is as close as I want to get to it, because running down Vernon, running down Central Avenue, down Slauson. Oh, whoo, Lord, no. Now I did Florence. Florence is tough. I did, but I remember the one time I did that 105 down Vernon. And I'm telling you, I was praying to the Holy Lord Jesus because I was like, whoo, goodness, these people are something else. Oh goodness, I'm like, no. You gotta be you. Let's just say this: you need to be prayed up and prayed up some more to handle that line. It is not for the weak at all. And I tell you, that line, they pay some serious money at Division 5. But I tell you, I had more than my fun time on line 40. I didn't have to drive at Division 5 to understand what was going on. You know, they say they have a shortage of drivers. Hey, Slauson, Vernon, Jefferson, all those lines, that's the reason why. Goodness gracious. You didn't take the customer surges, they took your surges away. Okay. That's why they pig. Oh no, they still make you. In order for you to get paid very well, you got to work some serious overtime. But you can do well. I mean, I was making, as a bus operator, I was making 78,000 a year. As a bus operator with overtime and all like that, I was doing okay. So that's it. The 7 Series was turned in a year ago. That's old news, buddy. 7 Series is gone. I gave that car. I returned that car. It developed the problem with the suspension system. The owners were unwilling and unable to repair the car appropriately. I'm driving around with a Frankenstein 7 Series in Beverly Hills. I was too embarrassed, and we had a conflict, and I gave it back to him. So 7 Series is gone. That car, if every if everything is right now, because when they got the car back, that vehicle had 85,000 miles on it when I gave it to them. So that car should have over 120,000 miles on it now, maybe even more than that. They may have retired the car, because if I had the car would have 150,000 miles on it by now if I had the vehicle. Um, so we'll see. Let me see. Just watched the 7 Series coolant leak video. Oh yeah, 7 Series coolant leak. But you know what? They took care of it. So choose surge is pure manipulation. I never counted on it. If I get it great, if not great. Oh yeah, let me see. Where's the other one? Son, I said 2 years ago that the Uber mission statement should be Uber, our terms of service are meant to be broken, and every question now shut up and drive. Oh, okay. Let me see. I made 275 on a very busy Monday a few months ago. Hustled hard that day. Yeah, you got to hustle hard to make that kind of money on this. Let me see. Let me $200 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holiday, other than 150. Yeah, Visa driver. That's basically been my experience as UberX driver. You can only do 200 plus on Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Other days, 150, 175, no matter how hard you drive, and it just simply wasn't enough money. And that's why I started getting these expensive rentals. But see, the problem is, it's a catch-22 here as well too. I've tried this for 3 years. It has not worked for me. I'm willing to concede that maybe I just did a bunch of stuff wrong. I took off too much time. I made too many videos. I didn't drive hard enough. You know what? I'm tired. I am tired, and it's really time for me to move on and do something else. That's where I am right now. Let's see here. Where are we going? Man, I'm on another long 100-minute stream. I told myself I wasn't going to be on here this long. I am those lives are Division 5. A car must usually give it back. A car was meant for you to lease and give it back on our vehicles. The BMW 740i, the current G12, it's one of the best cars I ever driven. The car is not unreliable. The car started every time I needed to start. It drove every time I needed it to drive. Every car, I don't care what car you get, it's going to need some kind of repair some way along the line. Period. I don't care what it is. You get a Toyota Tercel. I had a Toyota Tercel. Guess what? I still had repairs that I needed to do on the vehicle. You get a Land Cruiser. It needs repairs. You got to maintain them. I had an Acura. It still needed repairs. So the BMW was no different. It's just that because of all the experience I had with all the other cars that were reliable, there were a few things I realized about this car. It's not that the car is not reliable. The problem is that the cost of the repairs is more than what the average person is willing to pay for on a vehicle. You talk to an average person who buys an average car, and they'll say, oh, I'm not willing to pay $3,500 for an air strut. But that's what it takes to get the ride on a BMW 7 Series. You have to remember, it's a $90,000 car to start. You're talking a car that they spend a lot of time and a lot of money on, and you have to be prepared with it. So I would tell anyone in the heartbeat, this is what you do. If you're going to get a 7 Series, a Mercedes, an Audi, a Cadillac, a Suburban for that matter, you need to have the appropriate extended warranty on that vehicle, so when the heavy stuff goes bad, when you have an air strut goes out, when you have a situation with the cooling system. Have you ever heard of a car that has two cooling pumps on it? I hadn't until I had the BMW. You have a Cadillac Escalade with a 6.2 liter V8 engine. There's only one water pump on an Escalade, but you have a 3 liter twin turbo 6 cylinder on a BMW. It has two water pumps. It has the primary water pump and the auxiliary water pump. And the auxiliary water pump is what was causing the coolant leak. Then the coolant leak was exacerbated by the fact that the recovery tank, which was made from carbon fiber, which was not supposed to crack, it actually cracked. So there were two problems that had to be fixed on this car. Well, the owners of the vehicle did not get the proper warranty on the vehicle. And so as a result, when these problems came up, they had to spend a lot of money out of pocket, which could have been very easily remedied if they had just simply bought the right warranty when the car was under factory warranty when it was purchased. For example, that car has carbon ceramic brakes on it. At 75,000 miles, the front pads had no wear on them. The rotors had no problems whatsoever. Best brakes I ever experienced on the car, worth every dime. But how much is a replacement rotor on a 7 Series? It's about $1,000. Why? Because you have a rotor that's designed to last the life of the vehicle, no matter how many miles you put on it, because they don't wear out. But if something goes wrong with it, like let's say it's cracked during a collision, okay, you have a rotor that's $1,000. Average person is willing to do that. Those cars now, I'm gonna tell you something. If I were still interested in sedans, because now I'm an SUV guy, I would gladly buy a BMW 740i, a 2016 BMW 740i over a brand new Honda Accord, because that's what those cars are going for right now. Instead of getting a brand new Honda Accord Touring for $32,000, because you're going to get a discount on it, I'd rather go and get a 7 Series with 65,000 miles on it. You're going to have in my opinion, you're going to have a better car that will get great fuel economy, wonderful performance, no compromise when it comes to room and space, and you're going to get great service from some of the BMW dealers. You're going to pay a little money for the oil change, but other than that, you get a good warranty and everything is taken care of. But I would tell someone now, if you're looking to get a car that costs that much money, you probably better off just looking for something that's electric at this point, because electric cars are the future. That's just how I feel about it. The drop-offs are fine at LAX, but the pickups are a nightmare. I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing a pickup at LAX again. I will only do drop-offs, because the drop-offs are that problem has been solved. The drop-off problem has been solved, but the pickups, no. Why am I so stuffy? Man, I thought I got over this cold. I guess I got another one coming. Let me see. The Infiniti QX60. You know what? A lot of people like the Infiniti QX60, and it's for ride share and what you do. I think it's an alright vehicle or so. I personally haven't evaluated the QX60. I have to reserve my judgment on it until I do it. But me personally, this is my thing. With an Infiniti QX60, I would not want to be in the third row. It's simply too small. And if I'm not going to sit back there, I would not want to put my customers back there. So for me, personally, when it comes to this business, if I'm going to be in an SUV, it's going to be a Suburban or a Yukon or an Escalade or a Navigator, the big one. Not even the short wheelbase. I rented a Yukon from Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I specifically told them that I wanted a Yukon XL. but they didn't have any Yukon XLs. All they had were standard Yukons and Tahoes. So I went ahead and I took the Yukon because the Yukon had the amber turn signals. I wanted the yellow turn signals in the back. I had to transport my friend's wife and her 4 friends. They were going out. They have this annual girlfriends thing, and this year they were going to the Mystro's Ocean Club in Malibu, and so they hired me to be their driver to drive them in the truck because I had the BMW and all of them couldn't ride comfortably. When I got in the back seat of the Yukon, the standard wheelbase Yukon, just right behind here, I didn't like the legroom that was in the Yukon. And mind you, this is a full-size SUV, 205 inches long. And in the third row, there was the room in the back, but then there was nothing for luggage. The third row in the Yukon was worse. I'm like, no, if I get an SUV, I have to get the XL because you get the extra leg room for both the second row and the third row, and you get the extra space for the cargo as well too. Yeah, this thing is 224 inches long, and parking spaces are different. But I'm like, my goodness, I used to drive 60-foot buses. This thing is a little Toyota compared to you know what I was driving before. So the QX60, it'll get you the business, but will your customers be happy with you if they're with you for the long haul? Now, if you're dealing with just 2 or 3 people in the center row, and you can fold down the third row to put luggage and stuff in, okay, it's a great vehicle for that. But see, the thing is, that market has been eaten up by Uber Comfort. There was a time where I would tell people, look, get a Lexus RX, an Acura MDX, an Infiniti QX60, a Lexus GX. What else is in that category? Any of those vehicles, the unibody SUVs with 7-row seating, a Buick Enclave, a BMW, not a BMW X5 because they don't have second row seats, but I would say, yeah, those are good vehicles or so, because that's when Uber Select was around. But when Uber came out with Uber Comfort, that market is gone. You might as well get comfortable doing X rides. And then look at what Lyft did. Lyft took the QX60 away from the premium services. You can't do Lux Black anymore. Excuse me. Goodness, all that carbon dioxide. You can't do the premium rides anymore. It's not worth it to get an expensive vehicle for rideshare anymore. But they're not going to touch these Suburbans. They're not going to touch these Yukons. They're not going to touch this Escalade. If you're committed to this business and you're willing to do whatever it takes, as foolhardy as I think that is now, and believe me, I tell you, no, you're making a huge mistake with rideshare. The rates are too low. But if you still insist on doing it, just get a Suburban. They will not. The Suburban is the sacred cow. Okay, they will not sacrifice the Suburban, because if they sacrifice the Suburban, they will piss off the Uber Black drivers and they will leave the platform en masse. So, the MKT, I haven't sat in it, but here's the deal with me about the MKT. I think the MKT is ugly. It is one of the ugliest vehicles on the road. I think it is preposterous to spend that kind of money on an ugly vehicle. I remember when I first evaluated Uber Black, and this guy, he had a Lincoln Town Car. He wanted to put me in this Lincoln Town Car. And I'm like, I am not driving this thing on Uber. It ain't happening. I'm sorry. But he was going to give it to me for $350 a week. And I'm like, are you joking? I am not driving a town car on, but you'll get Uber Select rides. I'm like, so what? I want a Mercedes S-Class or a BMW 7 Series. You could give it to me for $100 a month. I mean, $100 a week. The answer is no. I'm not taking it. It was big. It was comfortable. It was cushy. The vehicle ran totally smooth. It was logically, it was the perfect car, the Lincoln Town Car. Big, gigantic trunk. You could put all kinds of stuff in the rear of it. You felt safe in it because it was big and heavy. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to embarrass myself in this vehicle. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that for rideshare. I had a standard I wanted to maintain. I got my wish and I got that 7 Series, and I had the Mercedes S-Class. I found that was the first car that started me on Uber Black, because I had it was a 2010 S400 hybrid. They renamed it the S550 and put chrome wheels on it or so, but it was still the hybrid. And it was all right, but that's a long story about my first experience with Uber Black. But I'm gonna tell you, no, the I wouldn't even use a Mercedes GLS on Uber because of the third row. The third row is too small, and then the cargo space in the rear is inadequate. Um, it's not. And the thing was, as excited as I was about the BMW X7, I wouldn't do a BMW X7 either, because again, the third row is inadequate, and the space in the rear is just awful. It's you cannot put adults in these third row seats and drive them from LAX to Santa Barbara and expect them to be comfortable the whole way. That's what I'm seeing. So that's the thing. The 7 Series was a rental. For rideshare, that was a rental. Um, no, you cannot expect people. And then here's the thing: you're gonna be putting a lot of luggage in the back of the vehicle as well too. It's like something's on those SUVs, the X7, the GLS, the X, the QX60, the Lexus RXL, the Acura MDX. They can seat 7 people, but you can't put their luggage in it with you. That's the thing. You pick up some people from LAX, and they're gonna have to call. They're gonna have to call another vehicle. There's a reason why Uber Black SUV and Lyft Lux Black SUV is restricted to the big body on frame SUVs, because they have space for the people and their stuff. So, my thing is, get a Suburban. I can't tell you how many people. No one's ever unhappy with this truck. No one's ever unhappy with this truck. Everyone's all, oh wow, it's so big, it's so comfortable. Oh yeah, I remember that last one that came through. We barely had any space in it. I hear the complaints all the time. No one ever complained. Your truck is so nice, it's so cool. The only one complaining about this truck is me. I'm the only one complaining about it. Everybody else is happy. They love it. So, that's my assessment with the whole deal. So, do you rent the X7 or buy it? If you're gonna be doing it on rideshare, it depends on what your budget is like. If you can afford to buy the car, I would say the reason why you want to buy the vehicle is because you buy the vehicle because you want the freedom to enjoy it. Here comes somebody. Hello, sir.
Might spare $2.
I don't have any money, sir. So no, you've for rideshare, you want to rent the car unless you absolutely must have the freedom. You want to rent it. I think the freedom is worth it to have the vehicle, because then you call the shots. But you got to remember that X7, that X7 costs the same as a 7 Series, about 90,000. Actually, the X7 is a little less expensive. I think they start at 76. But you can go up there. Those cars are expensive. How much will it cost you to rent it and still make money driving it? You know what? At this point, Jackson, I really don't know, because I'm gonna tell you something. The saving grace for those vehicles was Uber Select and Lyft Lux. That was the saving grace. Now, you will still get some rides on Lyft Lux, but the problem with Uber is Uber has come out with Uber Comfort, and Uber Comfort has completely eaten up all the business any driver could hope to get on Uber Select. Uber Select, the rides are completely gone on Uber Select. When I first started, guaranteed, I would get 4 trips a night at 2 a.m. with the nightclub crowd. There was a specific spot I sat at in West Hollywood between 2 and 2:45. I got 4 trips a night. It was cake, beautiful, and they loved it, because when they got my car, I pulled up in a brand new BMW with no license plates on it. Oh man, it was cool. Then it dwindled down to 3. Then it dwindled down to 2. Then it dwindled down to 1. I would have to sit at that spot literally from 1:45 until 2:45. One ride. And that ride was maybe 5 minutes long. And then all of a sudden, I would be there for 2 weeks and no trips. I'm like, what's going on? So then I switched my position, because I had to. I haven't picked up a clubber in West Hollywood, by waiting in West Hollywood, in a year and a half. I'll get someone from the club in West Hollywood because I just happen to be in the area. Now I'm waiting closer by the SLS Hotel or by the Sofitel in that area. And what I'm doing is I'm picking up the people over at Toca Madera or Barry's, or go a little farther, Jones on 3rd. And those customers are not cool at all. And now it's getting harder to get those rides as well too. But as far as, look, this truck is on everything from Uber except Uber X, Uber X, and Uber Lux. Uber X because I won't take it down that low. I won't do Uber X. Uber Lux because this is not a luxury sedan. But I get Uber Comfort, Uber XL, Uber Select, Uber Black, and Uber Black SUV. And I'm telling you, certain areas, I'm getting comfort all the time. And the only reason why I take the Uber Comfort is because at least with Uber Comfort, I'm getting a minimum of $7.50 a trip. But the longer the trip, I already know I'm losing money. When the trip goes over 25 minutes, that's when you start losing money on the trip. Because I've done a comparison between what the trip would be if it were Uber XL trip versus Uber Comfort, and it works out pretty good until 25 minutes. Because the thing is, the mileage is still the same as if it were a Uber X ride. But those Uber Comfort customers, oh, they come in like they Uber Black. Because the app is saying, oh, what's your preferences? Oh, they want the temperature to be a certain way, and they don't want to talk to you or whatnot. And so they feel special because, oh, for literally $1 more than an Uber X, they're getting an Uber Black vehicle. And the thing is this, they know it. And that's another reason why I'm getting out of rideshare as well too. Like I said, the companies have absolutely no respect for the drivers. None. They want the drivers to produce revenue. And what Uber wants is they want that booking fee. Rideshare Hub. How you doing, man? You doing okay? I hope everything is going good with you. You have a lot of haters online, man. You have a lot of haters online. But you know what? It's okay. You know, you're still hanging in there anyway. So I'll be cool with you. I'll be cool with you. I'm not gonna be mean. But you know, my car doesn't qualify, but I never do comfort. No, what you have to do is you have to look at the math, and you have to look at what the ultimate benefit is. Because see, the thing is this: a minimum ride on Uber XL would give me, well, I know on this, on Lyft, because I've been doing Lyft all day today. Lyft gives me about the Lyft gives about $4.80 minimum, okay, for a minimum ride, $4.80. But with Uber Comfort, you're getting $7.50. Now, mind you, $7.50 is the same as the minimum with a Uber Select ride. The problem, though, is when you start adding up the per mile charges, Uber Select paid me $1.81 a mile. Uber Comfort only pays 67 cents a mile. So it's well, all I know is whenever I did the Uber Comfort miles, I always got $7.50 for the minimum trip on that. You know, it looks like it's $5, but it worked out because what Uber is doing is they're giving you more of the booking fee. And so, you know, but the longer the trips on Select or on Comfort, the more you lose. Um, as far as Trip is concerned, Dylan, um, the last I had, because they're having a conference call tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Um, Trip has decided to leave the MLM marketing component behind. It is now a pure referral program, um, which is going to work better for Trip. And the reason why they had to let go of MLM was because everyone feels that network marketing is a fraud, and nobody wanted to work with the company because they had decided to align themselves with the network marketing model. So they said, okay, fine, we're getting rid of the network marketing. Everything is now affiliate marketing. Now, mind you, that's why I got involved with Trip, because of the affiliate component of it. I never pushed the network marketing part. I think that Trip trying to introduce the fact that you can make 40 cents every time a referral takes a ride on the platform will change a lot of people. For me, that it was worth promoting Trip for that. You know, you don't have to have a network of drivers behind you. You just simply have to say, hey, you know, you get X number of dollars. You get 40 cents every time one of your referrals takes a trip. I did the math, and the numbers are impressive. If you have a good number of referrals that actively take 2 trips a day, 5 days a week. Um, but see, here's the thing with Trip, and you know, I'm like, you know what? I'll be very. I met the CEO a year ago. It's amazing how fast 365 days goes. But I met the CEO a year ago. And at that time, we were told that the app was going to launch within 2 weeks. But the app did not launch. And the reason why it didn't launch was because they basically had to scrap the project and start all over again, because they were having problems with the third party that was creating the app for the company in the first place. Now, Taha is involved with the company, and he basically decided to build the app from scratch. And you know, he's had challenges getting an adequate team on board with him, because People didn't want to work for what they perceived was a fraudulent company, MLM. Um, so fast forward a year, all the stuff that happened in Miami, all the talk and all the stuff was there. Here's the deal, and I'm going to say this on the record right now, just in case anyone goes into this and all like that stuff. I have complete faith that Trip will deliver their product and that we will be driving as drivers on the Lyft platform. I believe it's going to happen because the financial upside for everyone that's involved with the company is just too promising to say, okay, we're not going to do this anymore. What I have noticed with the company, even though it has not gone the way that we all want it to go, meaning that we want a solution now for our Uber problems, we want a solution now for our Lyft problems, we want a solution now for our Postmates and our DoorDash problem. The fact of the matter is this: the company has been making progress. A lot slower than we wanted to be, but they have been making progress. We told them you needed a website. They put a website online. We need to see an app. They have put an app online. They, they're working on the credit card processor. They moved away from what they were trying to do, like that Bitcoin that no one really understood, or the blockchain that no one ever got. They're now with Stripe. Everyone knows who Stripe is. Stripe is trusted. Stripe can handle regular credit card processes because people understand regular credit card processes. They're working on all this stuff together. They're getting it done. But here's my rub with it. Kevin, the entrepreneur, got an interview with the guy. Mark at Uber Hints, he got an interview. I was offered an interview, but then I wasn't. It was taken away. Maybe I don't have enough subscribers. Maybe I don't have enough views. Maybe, hey, I was supposed to make all these videos during the conference in Miami and nothing happened. And they're like, okay, we gave him a free trip and we got nothing out of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not that great of an interviewer. Maybe my questions will be too tough. But for whatever reason, see, my thing is this. I want to do one thing and one thing only. I want to fly to wherever the company is active. I want to rent a car, however way I need to rent the car. And I want to drive on the platform. And I want to pick up actual people. Period. That's what I want to do. And right now, I can't do that. I'm willing to go back to Miami, rent a car through Hire Car, go to the Miami hub and sign up and download the app and start picking up people and everything like that. I'm willing to do that. I'm already living in this truck, so what difference will it make if I do it in Miami? Get a Motel 6, keep myself clean, wash my clothes, do it for a couple of weeks. Okay, great. Trip is real. I'm sure y'all would appreciate that. But here's the thing: we haven't had one interview from one active driver, whether it's a beta or whatever. If they have a non-disclosure agreement, okay, then that's what they have. They have a non-disclosure agreement, and the beta drivers are on there. They're saying, hey, we don't do this. We haven't had an actual interview from the person who is running the location in Miami, the Trip Go Center. We know it exists, but that was back in when the Miami event happened. But are we talking to them now or so? Even the couple of drivers that I've got in Miami, I'm asking them, hey, have you guys driven on the platform yet? Have you gotten there? They said no, we haven't gotten it. We're not driving. I'm like, okay, so the thing is, I'm like, look, I like Trip. I support what Trip is doing. I really do. But my thing is, Um, I need to be able to drive on the platform before I can say anything more about it. Uh, so yes, I was flown out to Miami to record, to make videos for the company, and everything, and it was a great deal. You know, I told them what I needed in order to go out to Miami, and they delivered it, and it's that. But I was unable to produce the videos and put them online. So you know, I made one video, and it was when Robert McNulty um, stood up and gave his presentation, and I was able to record the video, and I still have the video. But that was all I was able to do because all my phones went dead, and I'm still trying to get that video done. But that video is like an hour and a half long. Um, so Dylan, be careful. Don't sell yourself for a free airplane ticket. One of my favorite channels, Tune, got hacked with some bait. Huh. When you say they just disappeared, um, who disappeared? Hey, Dylan, I definitely appreciate that. I do. Let me see. Byron, 8899 says, "Hello, Peterson. Even your vehicle qualifies for XL. Have you have a PAX who order X but has 5 people? The only worry is she might rate badly because drivers charge XL rate instead." Um, I actually had that on Lyft. It was a situation where um, I had to put the vehicle on regular Lyft rides because you know, my gas was so low, and I had to do the trip. And I came to the pickup spot, and they actually had 5 people to put them in this truck. Um, excuse me. Wow. I didn't get mad about it. I just went ahead and did it. But I can tell you the reason why I did it was because that was one ride. I get a lot of rides from single riders who order a XL simply because they don't want to wait 10 minutes for an X. They're like, look, you were here in 3 minutes. I could have waited 10, 15 minutes for an XL. I mean, 10, 15 minutes for an X, but you're here right now. I'll pay extra money to get in your truck and go. I've had riders from people who need the oversized truck because they have very large items. Some people, they order the vehicle because they are large. They're physically large, and they cannot fit in a small car, so um, they have to get a Uber XL. Yes, I have the Lyft debit card, and I love it. It's the greatest. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's great. It's fantastic. Is the current plan to drive the Envoy or another purchase to Atlanta? Um, Once I have the Envoy, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do once I do that. But right now, my primary goal, my last days on Rideshare, is to get that Envoy. Um, it's a great vehicle, and you know, plus the vehicle does have a replacement engine in it, so I know the vehicle will make it to Atlanta. I will need approximately $500 cash to drive for gasoline at current rates. It's the trip from LAX to the address I need to go through is 1,938 miles. So I went ahead and put in 2,100 miles. 2,100 miles. 2,100 miles divided by four, because it's $4 a gallon, is $525. I figure, hey, I'll need $525 at $4 a gallon to $5 to get there. I said, okay, 500 should be fine, to fill it up and keep driving across. I figure it will take me about 3.5 days to drive there on my own. I may want a little bit more money for food, showers, and stuff like that. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I should just go ahead and get an airline ticket from Delta for $185 and fly out there and get the vehicle myself. I could buy the vehicle, store it at my mom's house, make the money in Atlanta, and then have it shipped out to me, so I wouldn't have to drive it. I could do that, but my goal is to get that truck. I need to buy the truck. I have to. I don't think I'm going to get a vehicle like it in Atlanta, not for the price I've been offered to buy it for. So my plan is to have it by November 15th. So I have even scared people in the rain who want an SUV. Oh my goodness. You're right about the extra large people. I've had the same in the car. Yeah, deals, Doc. That's how it is. Yeah, but the Lyft debit card is fantastic. I love it. As soon as the trip is done, the money is instantly deposited. I mean, it is instantly deposited, and it updates immediately. I'm like, this is great. It has made the whole process so much easier for me. I love it. It really is. It's great. And I used to do everything with my B of A account, but you had to manually press it. You had to build up the balance and then select it. It just sends the money automatically to you all the time. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, go ahead and get the card. It's great. You activate the card with the special app that you download. They give you a link to do it. It's really cool. I got it the first day it was available. I love getting cards in the mail, so I was excited about it. The new piece of plastic. I get them all. I do. I got so many cards. It's ridiculous. Let me show y'all my little card bag. I have my wallet with my primary ones, and then I have all these cards here. Look at this. I mean, get those special mail in the box. I love it. So, but I tell you this, it's really cool because no matter how someone wants to pay me, I'm prepared. I have backups for the backups of my backups. I've got a little bit of money on every single one of these things, so I am not. Because see, here's the reason why. When I lost everything the first time, I also lost my bank account, and I had a very, very difficult time working with moving money because people couldn't pay me or I couldn't even cash a check because I didn't have a checking account. It was nothing but trouble. And so when I got back on my feet, I said, you know what? I'm opening multiple accounts and I'm going to make sure everything is okay. And I haven't had that problem since. I look and, okay, I don't have any money in this account. No problem. I got 3 other accounts with money in it. One time, I will never forget this. It actually happened recently. I went to Century City Plaza and Westfield Century City. And I stayed there longer than I was supposed to because they give you 2 hours free. And I was there, I think, for like 2 hours and 30 minutes because I forgot, because I was so caught up in trying to download iOS 13 on my phone at the Apple Store that I forgot I'd already been there for 2 hours. So I go down to, put the thing in to pay, and they want $5. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have $5 because I had just used the money to eat some food at the food court. Was that the food court? No, I ate lunch before I got to the mall. I went to Chipotle and got a burrito. No, I got a bowl. I get bowls now to get the burritos because burritos put me to sleep. But I got the bowl, and then I went to the mall to put iOS 13 in. And I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have spent that money. And so I start going through the line on all my accounts, and I'm like, man, I don't got money here, I don't got money there. I'm like, man, I'm upset. I got no money to get my truck out of the parking structure and then the fee went from $3 to $5. I'm like, man, I don't have any money to get my truck out. I was concerned, and then I found my PayPal account. And I looked at my PayPal account, and lo and behold, I had $7 in my PayPal account. And so I was able to get my truck out. And it worked out okay. Because I said, well, I know in a couple of days I'm going to get another deposit from somewhere anyway. So it's fine. It's going to work out. But I just need to get my truck out of the place right now. Or otherwise, I'm going to have a big problem. Because you sit there too long, and it's gonna cost $30 to get out of the Century City lot if you stay there way too much time. Before, I only had one checking account. I only had one checking account. I would have never got out the mall. I would have had to go and beg the people to get me out. No, you know what? I'll tell you what happens with Chipotle burritos is this. It's the combination of the rice and the burrito itself, the flour. I eat it. I am knocked out in 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, when I go to Chipotle now, they say, okay, what do you want to have? I say, I'll have a bowl. Okay, white rice or brown rice? No rice. Black beans or pinto beans? No beans. Just put the veggies, chicken. What else do I get? Veggies, chicken, mild salsa, corn, cheese, and half a serving of guac. That's all I want, and I'm fine. Oh, and I get a bag of chips too. And if I'm adventurous, I'll get a Nantucket. But other than that, I'm like, don't give me no. I used to love the burritos. I ate them all the time. But then I started noticing they put me to sleep. The white rice put me to sleep. I said no. I'm not doing it anymore. So I gotta let that go. So that was that. No more burritos for me. And it's all right. It's no thing. I don't need to be eating those burritos anyway. I need to lose weight. Shoot, I'm too fat. Okay, I don't drive on Uber, just Lyft. Does Uber show you the star rating that the rider gives you? Do they show you the star rating that the driver gives you? I don't think so. No, I don't think they do. So it spikes you. That's exactly what it did. Hey Darius, what's up, man? Yeah, it spikes the blood glucose level, and then what happens is once the body processes all the sugar, it processes all the sugar, and then when it's done, the blood pressure, the blood sugar level goes below where it needs to be to keep you conscious, and you basically just go to sleep or you get tired. And so, and then it takes me anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to recover from it. If I want to go to sleep, I'll eat a high carb meal. So I know avoid the flour, avoid the rice, especially white rice, because it's all that starch, and what it's doing is it's taking that starch and it's converting it into sugar so it can be burned off. So your body is pushing out a ton of insulin, and then what's going on is your body has to process all that insulin because now your blood sugar level is too high, so it drops it down. So I'm like, I'm like, wow, you learn a lot about this stuff, wondering why you get sleepy all the time and everything. Um, and that was one of them. So yeah, I don't mess around with that anymore. Um, but like I can still eat the chips. The chips are kind. You have all, so let's start eating right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, got to. I'm gonna start walking too. I have to. Um, Let me see. Burritos put you to sleep. Yeah, deals, Doc. Burritos put me to sleep. Yeah, there's plastic. I love the plastic. You just joined. Joined in high. What are your thoughts on the new LA-it? LA-it is a mixed bag in my opinion. I personally do not plan on. Oh goodness, excuse me. I don't plan on doing LA-it anymore. I did it the one time at the beginning of this video. That's what started this whole live stream, and plus people been wanting to know where I've been for the last couple of weeks. Um, the Once you're inside the LA-it, it's actually pretty cool. I'll give LAX that. Once you're inside, they managed to do a lot with a limited amount of space. Once you're inside, the problem is actually getting into LAX. I just think what happened today was unfortunate because it was so busy. Um, Due to people coming into the city because of the Halloween parade, the Halloween thing they're doing in West Hollywood tomorrow. It's going to be very busy beginning tomorrow. I can tell you right now, LA is going to be busy. There's going to be 500,000 people in West Hollywood tomorrow at the intersection of Santa Monica and San Vicente. It's either going to be a blessing or a curse depending on how you see it, because the traffic is going to be a nightmare tomorrow. I'm debating on where I want to be when that happens, because they're going to shut down Santa Monica and San Vicente, and oh my god, and now we got these fires out here too. Goodness gracious, tomorrow's going to be a very tough day traffic wise. Very tough day traffic wise. You went vegan. I feel great. My skin is better than it has ever been. Darius, I need to do the same thing too, because my back is horrible. A lot of people have told me the reason why my back is so bad is because my sugar intake is just simply too high, and I need to eliminate sugar from my diet. Regarding salt, someone else mentioned salt. I try to eliminate salt as much as possible on everything. I'm sensitive to salt now because I don't like it on my stuff. Like I'll tell I'll tell um where is it? What's that place called? When I go to Chick-fil-A, I did not know that you could tell them don't put salt on the waffle fries. I found that out in the app, no salt. So now I tell them no salt. And it's great because you don't have to deal with the salt. Like I don't like the fries at McDonald's because they oversaturate the fries with salt. But to be able to get the fries without salt is a good thing. So yeah, I try to eliminate salt as much as I can. Let me see. 50-50, your night will be over. 50-50, your night will be over. Um, well, one thing about that area tomorrow night, there will be a lot of drunks. There will be a lot of people out of town. I will tell you this, and there's another reason why it's crowded out there too, because people are going to be going out to Palm Springs. They're having a big thing going out in Palm Springs also too, and I might actually go to Palm Springs instead of staying out here. I may go out there if I can get a ride taking me to Palm Springs. Oh, that'll be great. I'm actually thinking of putting an ad on Craigslist and say, look, if somebody wants to go out to Palm Springs, I'll take. Hey, let's do a deal for $500. I know I'll get somebody for this suburban who wants to go out there. I know it. So I'm thinking about it though. I don't know if I really want to do it, but I think it would be a good deal if I got someone who wants to go out there. I pack people up here with their vehicle. I mean, put 6 people in this truck. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6 people and their stuff, and take them out there. They split the cost. But the one thing that's going to happen, I must be paid up front. If I'm not paid up front, sorry, no deal. I'm not willing to hear it. Not anymore. Let me see. Careful salt intake. So confused. And why do all these other rideshare YouTubers keep saying they know a passenger gave them a 1 star? Are they just guessing? I think what happens is this. When they say the passenger is giving them a 1 star, I believe the reason why is because they're actually looking at the receipts that they get from the passengers. Because what happens is this. A rider gives you a 1 star based on what your rider your rating is. Like right now, because I just don't look at my rating anymore, because I treat people the same way. I give everybody 5 stars. I've only had to give less than 4 stars no more than 5 times total in all my time driving. I've got 3,000 rides as an Uber Black driver, and I've got like over 3,000 rides as an Uber X driver. And with almost 7,000 rides under my belt, I've given no more than 5 riders less than 5 stars. Only one rider, I went all the way down to 1 star. They were so bad, I had to give them 1 ride. One person was so particularly bad that I had to complain to Uber about this person, because they were so wicked, and they weren't even a customer. But like, my rating is 4.96. So and here it tells you on the screen. I've got my last 500 ratings. I've got 488 5-star rides. I've got I'm sorry. Let me start over again. My rating is 4.96. For the 5-star rides, I have 488 5-star rides. For the last 500 trips, 488 have been 5 stars. 7 have been 4 stars. 2 have been 3 stars. 1 has been a 2-star, and 2 has been a 1-star. Now, I'm trying to think. Why would 2 people give me 1 star? Because it makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know. Some people are just like that. They just give you 1 star because of whatever. But the overwhelming majority is a 5-star ride. But they look here and it tells you, what's going on with your trips or so like that. And they know that, okay, all these other people who gave me these 4 and 5-star trips, 4, 3, 2, and 1-star trips, the person, they obviously had a problem. It wasn't with me. I'm like, but see, here's the thing that gets me. All these customers that gave me 1, 2, 3, and 4 stars, they all got 5 stars. They all got 5 stars. So, again, the rating system is another thing too. I'm a favor of plus, either thumbs up, thumbs down. Either you like me as a driver or you don't. If you don't want to see me again, give me a thumbs down. If you like me, you want to see me again, give me a thumbs up. Simple. It's objective. It's clean. But see, people are like that. They like these customers like to play these games, and I'm tired of it. So I see. Thanks. I don't think Lyft breaks it down like that for you until the whole week is over. Yeah, Lyft will break it down for you for the entire week. They'll tell you, how many 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and they send you that email every Tuesday, and you get to, and they say, hey, they don't give you last one or so like that, and that's it. I hope when that customer canceled on you that you immediately pulled over and said, okay, thank you so much for riding with me. I appreciate it, because I guarantee you that's exactly what I would do. You know, if a customer canceled on me in the middle of a trip, I have absolutely no problem whatsoever pulling over. I will take if we're on the freeway, I will take the next freeway exit, and I will pull the vehicle in the red, and I will say, hey, thank you so much. It's been great. What do you mean? What do you mean? You canceled the ride. This vehicle is no longer covered by Uber's insurance or Lyft insurance, even though I have a TCP on here. If you have a customer in the vehicle that's that rude to do it or so like that, you know what? Obviously, I'm not the right driver for you. So I will pull over the vehicle immediately, and I will fulfill your request to request another vehicle. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Really, that's just how it's going to be. It's business, because again, you have someone who's disrespecting you in that regard. Even if they tell me it was an accident, that they accidentally did it, um, even if they tell me it was an accident or so like that, okay, I understand, accidents happen. You know, but you know, my instructions now from you know, is to pull over in a safe position and make sure that you can safely exit the vehicle. Yes, if the ride is stopped midway, if the ride is canceled by the rider, the mapping ends. It's the same way if you're en route to picking up somebody and it stops, it cancels. The ride is done. It's complete. The mapping is over. You don't know where to go, even if you know the address. Oh, I'm just going to the hotel, or this. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I apologize, but you know, even though I know where you're going, at this point, you're not covered by the insurance policy anymore. If something happens, you know, I'm going to be liable for it, and I'm not taking that financial risk. I'll just request you again. You can make another request, but you won't get me again, because you canceled mid trip. You basically told the app, that the app powers that be, you don't like me, and so it's going to get you somebody else who's probably going to be 10 minutes away. But I can't transport you anymore. You know your most important word that you need to know as a rideshare driver. If there is one word you want to know as a rideshare driver, and that is the word legally. Always blame it on the law. That's what you do. It gets you out of any problem. I'll get people that come into the truck all the time. They want to bring 7 people in the back. They think they're slick. They'll put 4 people in the back seat, and then they'll have 2 here, or I'll have 2 people sit on top of each other, and they try to get in the vehicle, and they say, "Oh, we're trying to bring 7 people with us or so." I'm sorry, but legally, I'm not authorized to travel with more than 6 people on the car. Oh, we'll give you a $10 tip. I'm sorry, but legally, I can only transport 6 passengers in this vehicle. I cannot take 7 people. I'll then put the vehicle in park. Oh no, come on, man, be cool. We just going down the street. I tell you what, we'll give you $20. We'll give you $20 to go down the street. Again, I'm sorry, but legally, I am not authorized to transport more than 6 people in this vehicle. I understand this is a problem. I get it. I truly do. But legally, I cannot transport more. I'm the coolest, calmest person in the world. They will get in the bunch. They will get mad. They will do whatever. Let me tell you what I will do. I'll put the truck in park. I will open the doors. I will wind down the windows. I will turn off the vehicle. I will take my personal property with me, and I'll walk away from the truck. Everything is being recorded on the dash cam. Like I said, legally, I am not authorized to transport more than 6 people in this vehicle. Well, we'll just cancel on you then. That is entirely within your right. But legally, I am not authorized to transport more than 6 people in this vehicle. It is in the terms of service, and it is clearly displayed on the app. Period. you know, these kids come in the vehicle, they want to get in the vehicle. I'm sorry, but legally I am not authorized to transport people who are 17 or younger. I need to see somebody's identification. Oh, we don't have our school ID. Well, I'm sorry, but if you don't have California issued identification telling me what your age is, I cannot legally transport you. Oh, but we're just going down the street. We're just doing this. Okay. Have a nice day. Thank you. I'll cancel the ride and I'll continue. You look. I have a commercial driver's license. A commercial driver's license. I am not throwing away my driver's license for somebody who won't give me $20 tip. I will not throw away my driver's license for somebody who wants me to violate the law for their convenience. I'm not doing it. I have turned down Uber Black SUV trips because of minors. I don't care. I'm sorry. There is not enough money that can be paid to me to violate the law. I can't do it because the risk isn't worth it, because it will impact me for the rest of my life, and they will go on just as happy. And then get this. Let's say an accident happens. Who's going to be blamed for it? Me. You know? If I learned anything from Metro, they will always blame the driver for everything. That's why when there's a problem, this vehicle comes to a stop, it's in park, I put the parking brake on, I turn it off, and I walk away if that's what it takes. Because I'm not going to be responsible for your irresponsibility. They're going to blame the driver. They ain't going to blame me. They're going to say, what did you do, Peterson? Oh, I turned off the truck. I put it in park. I put the parking brake on. I rolled down the windows. I made sure the doors were left open, and I walked 50 feet away from the vehicle. It wasn't going anywhere without me. So they can't blame me for nothing, because I made sure I protected myself. Because Uber has made it clear they don't care about me. Lyft has made it clear they don't care about me. The only one that's going to care about you is you. Now, if you want to run out and you want to violate the law, you go ahead and do it. You might get away with it a few times, but one day you're gonna get caught. So I don't mess around when it comes to that stuff. If a person doesn't have their identification or whatnot, and they can be mad at me the whole trip, I don't care. If they want to give me 1 star, I don't care. My thing is, I want to get paid for the trip. At this point, I can afford a few 1-star trips now, because I've got so many rides under my belt. If someone wants to give me a 1 star, okay, give me a 1 star. It's fine. You know, it makes you happy that you gave someone a 1 star. The wonderful thing about 3 stars and below, I'll never see your happy butt again anyway. So hey, that's it. I don't take it personal. I said, obviously I did something wrong. So let's see. Deals Doc, I use the native Google Maps. So you're saying it will keep navigating. How will I know they canceled? Is there a way? Do you know what a good idea would be, putting a sticker on the window that says only 6 passengers and no minors? You know what, Deals Doc? I don't do that. I'm going to tell you the reason why I don't do that. Because that information is in the terms of service. It's just that simple. It's in the terms of service. I don't care what these minors say. I don't care what these passengers say. The rules are clearly outlined in the terms of service. What are they going to do? They're going to call Uber and they're going to say, my driver didn't let us ride because we were underage and he said we couldn't ride in the car. Well, what's Uber going to say? Well, it's in the terms of service. You can't ride because you are an unaccompanied minor. The driver did what he was supposed to do. Because the only other thing is the rider who didn't get the ride is going to turn around and lie And I'm like, okay, no problem. I have dash camera coverage right here that will prove my point. If someone ever calls and says, "Oh, well, Peterson, he was intoxicated," I have absolutely no problem whatsoever going to the nearest police station and getting a blood alcohol test on the spot. None. I say, look, I have a situation where someone has accused me of being intoxicated. I need you to draw a vial of blood from me right now, and I need it booked into evidence so that I can sue these people for defaming me. Because you best believe I will have the evidence, and I will take them to court, and I will sue them for the maximum amount of money I can get from them, and I will win because I will have the biological evidence that shows I had absolutely nothing in my system at that time. That's what you do to protect yourself, because you have people who will play those kinds of games with you. So yeah, I'll get a court judgment against them, and then I'll hire a private investigator, and I will get my money. And that's what I would do. I'm serious. That's what you got to do. You have to be strict. You have to let them know you cannot waver on the yes or no. You have to be strict with it. You got to deal with it. No, Uber will not adjust the fare if you take more riders, and here's the reason why they won't adjust the fare. Because as the driver, you accepted the trip at that particular request that they asked for. It's up to you. In the terms of service, it clearly states that you, the driver, you have the right to fulfill the request of the driver. It's up to you. Now, at that point, you're going to have to make a decision if you're willing to accept the consequences of canceling the ride, meaning that you may have an issue with the star rating going down, you may have an issue with the customer giving a complaint, you may have an issue with your cancellation rate going higher, which could potentially impact your ability to get ride information. That's why I restrict my rides to XL and above, because when someone chooses XL, that's exactly what they're doing. They are specifically choosing an XL ride. So I really don't have the major problems with the minors until the weekend. When the weekend comes up, that's when I know I'm going to have issues with minors, because they're out there and they want their friends to go with them or so. I'll turn them down. I said, no, I'm sorry. I need somebody with an identification card that tells me that they are 18 years or older as of today's date. If it ain't there, because see, here's the deal. I don't want Sue Ellen and JR getting mad at me because John Ross got killed in an accident, me driving around. I've been watching Dallas lately, so I'm really on it right now. I don't want to hear their mouth. I don't want to deal with that legal problem. I don't. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. They can do whatever they want. And if they kick my vehicle, I'm going to sue their parents for it anyway. I'm going to say, okay, I got you. We're going to see each other in court because you just bought me a brand new door. Yeah, I've been called names and said stuff or so like that. They did that to me on the bus every day. These kids, they ain't got nothing on the kids in the hood on what they can say about me. I ain't scared of these kids at all. No, okay. You still ain't getting in this truck. You think about it. Think about it. You professionally tell the kids that it's in the terms of service. You aren't authorized to ride unaccompanied. You must have your identification. I'm not overthinking it. It's the truth. And so what happens is they get mad at you and call you names, thinking you're going to change your mind and your opinion about it. All they did was really push you away at that point. I'm not overthinking it though. I'm over talking about it when it comes down to it. Oh yeah, I love the shows from the 70s, man. The 70s and 80s. I grew up on those shows. Dallas, Dynasty, Falcon Crest. What else did I watch when I was a kid? I watched the Dukes of Hazzard. I didn't even understand what the Dukes of Hazzard was back then, but I watched the Dukes of Hazzard. Let me see. I tried to watch The Incredible Hulk, but my God, I tell you, to this day, Lou Ferrigno is frightening to me. I look at him in the green and I have nightmares over that. In fact, I'm probably gonna have a nightmare tonight about it. What else did I watch? Bionic Woman, The $6 Million Man. What else shows did I watch? Come on, y'all gotta help me out with some good shows that was on TV. Um, Different Strokes, Facts of Life. Um, Y'all probably don't remember the Colbys. The Colbys wasn't that good though, but I saw that also. Um, you know, Oprah Winfrey when she was on TV, all those years, I watched almost every episode. It was important. I got out of school at 2:45 and I ran home because I had to catch Oprah at 3 o'clock. So yeah. Um, what else? What else did I watch when I was a kid growing up? Man, Knight Rider. Oh, love Knight Rider. Man, rolling. Everybody wanted the Firebird, and everybody wanted a personalized plate. That's what it got hot. Good Times. Love Good Times. Different World. What else did I watch? Yeah, I remember Knight Rider. I remember when they had the cliffhanger where Kit tried to destroy Goliath, and Kit got hit and spun around in the desert, and we thought Kit was dead. Oh man, I cried in that episode. And then when they dropped Kit in the acid pit, and you know they pulled him out, and Michael's trying to talk to him. Kit is just acid, and the car is all gone. Man, that was a sad episode too. Oh yes, the Jeffersons. Oh man, Jeffersons. Yeah, I remember the Jeffersons. 227. Hey, I was running home to see Oprah. Oprah was my second mama when I was growing up. You know, to learn all that stuff that she was trying to talk about back then. Every day I ran home because I wanted to, because it was hard to catch her in the morning and in the evening, because sometimes I'd get home and it'd be 3:30. But yeah, Oprah shoes. That was the show for me. It was anyway, the talk show. You know, I was actually into talk shows like that. You know, when Donahue was on TV, I used to watch Donahue. And then, you know, Oprah came out, and do I watch Donahue or do I watch Oprah? Oprah won. So, you know, that was that. Oh, let me see, what other song? Sanford and Son, Heart to Heart, Love Boat, all the Aaron Spelling shows. You know, Aaron Spelling back in the day was even bigger than Shonda Rhimes is today, because Aaron Spelling just ran ABC. He had everything on TV. Fantasy Island. You know, later in the years, when Star Trek: The Next Generation came out, yeah, you know, all the Star Trek shows, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. I watched them all. Man, those are the shows. Beverly Hills 90210. I watched 90210 also. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched enough of it, and that was a to me, I liked 90210. I thought it was really special when they tried to do the reunion show. But you know, I haven't seen the reunion show yet. Oh, by the way, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Terminator movie. I remember when it came out in 1984, it was one of the first movies I first watched was The Terminator, and it was so good. I mean, man. And you know, after T2 came out, so now to see this, all I saw, when I saw that Linda Hamilton was back and James Cameron was back to being involved with the film, I said, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be done. It's going to be done right. I'm actually willing to give Gabriel Luna a chance. All the critics are coming back and saying it's good. We're gonna find out. I want to see it on opening day, but I might not be able to because it's going to be so busy. But Terminator, um, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to try to find an early morning show on the first, and I want to see it because to see it on the big screen, I gotta see it. I do. That's one of my all-time best. I think the only thing that can come remotely close to this is when The Matrix comes out, and my hope is that they do a good job with The Matrix 4 because I don't see how they will be able to make a good story out of it. But you know what? Um, we'll see. I'm willing to give it a shot. But the Terminator, oh man, that one, and there is one other one that I tell you, the movies I'm looking forward to two movies specifically. I'm looking forward to Terminator, and I'm looking forward to The Irishman. Those are the two films I want to see. The rest of them I can wait on it. But I gotta know. I don't know what to expect from Star Wars. This is the last one of the Skywalker saga. Um, the fact that J.J. Abrams is doing it gives me a little bit of hope, but I don't know. The only way I would really seriously go to see Star Wars, quite frankly, is if for some kind of miracle they were able to get Christopher Nolan to do it. But he's not doing it, so it's like I don't think so. But we'll see. Um, the Joker, I've had a mixed bag back and forth on the Joker film, quite frankly. I think that Joaquin Phoenix was properly cast in the role, but it just, to me, Heath Ledger just knocked it out the ballpark with that. I don't. Anybody else, it's like, okay, you're just gonna have to do a different take on the whole deal. And that, from what I saw in the trailers, Joaquin Phoenix put his own signature on how he felt the Joker should be portrayed. He didn't try to do anything better than what Heath Ledger did. Heath Ledger was bam. It was awesome. Um, yeah, that's it's good. But I haven't seen the Joker in the theaters though. I really wasn't drawn to catching that in the theaters. Um, so we'll see how it goes. 8 to 12, true. So yeah, but no, Terminator. That's one I've got to see in theaters, and I want to see it on opening day. I don't think. I wonder if it's at the theater I normally go to. My favorite theater is my favorite theater is the Cinemark in Playa Vista. They have a whatchamacallit, Center Drive, Jefferson Boulevard. They have a reserve level, and I always go there to watch my movies because it's worth the extra money. And I pay the $20 to see it. Okay, so tomorrow. Wait a second, they've got early showings tomorrow. I thought it was released on November 1st. And they're saying, I'm looking at the showtimes here, and they're showing that they got standard and XD 8 p.m., 11 p.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. So they've got available showings tomorrow. I thought, wow, huh. Well, they only got those two. They only got those 4 showings. Everything else is sold out. So, wow, I'm missing out. I feel bad. I already feel bad because I'm missing out. Let's see. 2 8 to 12. That's really good. Sometimes I get sleepy during a long driving shift and I need to pull over for a brief nap. Can you suggest a type of place to look for where I won't bother people? Oh, that's a very that's a very good question. Where to look for? Um, what I do when I look for a space where I'm not bothering people, because I'm not going to tell you my spots where I go, because I have several spots all through all the various places in Orange County, LA, um, San Bernardino, Riverside, Santa Barbara, Ventura. First and foremost, I look for a spot with very few streetlights. You actually want darkness. I want darkness anyway. I want it to be dark. I try to avoid residential areas with a lot of cars parked on them, but then at the same time, a residential street with a lot of cars is actually pretty cool because you can blend in with all the other vehicles. If you go down a street and there are like no cars, and you're the only vehicle there, you will actually attract the attention of three kinds of people you don't want to attract. You don't want to attract the cops. You don't want to attract someone who will look in your vehicle to see you're there by yourself. And like, for example, I'm parked and they'll see my keys in the ignition, my bag, my cell phone, and my thing here. And they say, oh, he's got valuables. And they'll start poking around and you literally are knocked out to the world. So you don't want that. To find the right place, I'm gonna tell you quite frankly, it's an art form. It really is. You don't want to be at a spot where there are too many people walking around, because if there are a lot of people walking around, they're going by, more than likely somebody there, their minds will be against you and they will want to probably take something from you, or even more so. Um, Parking in front of a person's house, I consider that to be rude. When they, when it's like a regular residential street, and you park in front of their place and you sleep there, or you're taking a nap or so like that. But I tell you, some spots that are actually pretty good would be like certain parking lots, depending on the policy of the parking area or so. The farther away you are from LA, I think the better off you are. Let me see. But to give you some rules of what I look for, because it's really just, when I look at it, like there was a street I parked on in Santa Monica. Santa Monica is pretty cool, but Santa Monica, they have parking restrictions on several of their streets. You have to read the signs in Santa Monica. West Hollywood is an okay spot to be at, but West Hollywood, you can't park in West Hollywood between the hours of 4 a.m. and I believe 8. And then at 8, you can't be on the street because of rush hour. The residential areas are congested in West Hollywood, and they have parking restrictions too. So West Hollywood's not a good spot. I don't like parking around spots where there are more than 2 RVs, because if there are more than 2 RVs, that almost always means there are other people that are sleeping in the RVs as well too, and that could cause an issue as well. Parking in private lots, you have to worry about if they're going to tow your car away or if you have to pay for parking. Like for example, let's say I need to take a nap in the daytime and I want to be out of the sun, and I know I'll wake up with the time. I I actually go to the Westfield Century Plaza, and I will park the car on the second level, and I will take a nap, and I will set my alarm clock for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I will sleep for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And when that alarm goes off, no matter how sleepy I get or so like that, I will get out of there because I'm not trying to pay for parking. But some places, you might decide to go ahead and pay for parking. One time, I parked at the parking lot at LAX, and I paid $15 because I was that tired, and I slept there for 4 hours because I needed to. It's all relative. Um, Highly unlikely anything is going to happen to you at LAX, and you're going to pay for parking if you're there for more than 5 minutes anyway. Um, so that's that. All right, people, this is what I got to do. I got to get some gas. I've been sitting here idling for 190 minutes, and I need to put fuel in this truck. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream right now, and I will catch y'all on the next live stream, probably next week, and we'll talk more. If you have direct questions, go on ahead and email me, all that good stuff. But I think I got a lot of your questions answered. I would love to be able to stay on longer, but the thing is, I don't want this truck to stop. And if I turn off the truck, I won't be able to restart it because I have a bad battery. So I got to buy a new battery for the truck, and I'm on borrowed time, so I had to keep it on. Otherwise, I would have, and I don't have batteries from my my little light, so catch 22, as you could say. All right, everybody, it's been 190 minutes with you. I hope you liked the video at the beginning with the traffic at LAX-it, and I will catch you next time. I wish I could talk to you more because I got plenty of energy. Normally I'm half asleep right now, but I'm wide awake. I do plan on working at this point for the rest of the night. I'll probably stay up until about 4 in the morning. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. I will catch you next time. Yes, Rick Reviews. Yay, I'm going away. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. Let me look at these and do some stuff. 24-hour markets. Hey, Mr. DSN, thank you so much, too. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. I forgot to eat today. I ate plenty of food today, AT. Believe me, I am not hungry. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good one.